The MKT Show. It's the audio version of this show. Audio is for ears only. Visual and audio is when you can do both. We invented something called the television. Subsequently, we invented the screen, which is in your pocket. We call it a cell phone. Then there was the tablet. These are the things. Now you've got tablet laptops, which is a hybrid. A lot of people don't know that, but this is just for your ears. It's for the theater of the mind. James, you hear old radio people, right? They'll always say, what is radio? And in order to sound smart, and then we have a man on the show today who will tell you this. I'm sure you would have heard this term back in the day as you romanticize the art of oratory, James. You go, what is so great about radio? And then you hear the old heads go, well, pure radio is a theater of the mind. And that's their big one. You know what I mean?
Theater of the mind.
Yeah, radio is theater of the mind.
Actually,
so we're actually like a street act of the mind.
It's actually not theater, it's theater.
Yeah, but we are like the street act with a hat on the floor of the mind.
We're busking.
Yeah, we are not the theatre. we are not the West End. This is
we are not Broadway by any stretch of the imagination.
If you throw coins in, cool. If not, totally get it.
If not, I might struggle to eat tonight.
You're two drunk guys acting out your favorite Seinfeld scenes in the whole realm of theatre.
Here we are.
That's what you two drunk guys in a bar acting out Seinfeld scenes.
Yeah.
That's where you are in the scale of theatre.
That is exactly what it is. And hey, that's business, baby.
Here we are.
You accept what you are and you move on. Paulo Diaz, who heads up the Portugueseisms of the Organization of Portuguese People globally. How are you doing today, bro?
Very excited for one subsect of Portugueseisms.
Yeah.
Sporting on the verge of a title tonight.
On the cusp, huh?
Oh, we win tonight. First title in 20 years.
I did actually look at that. So 79 plays 71, I think. Porto 71, huh? Did they win last night?
They won last night 3-0. So they're on 74. We play third bottom Boavista tonight.
I do know what that feels like because I've been a Liverpool fan for a while now. So waiting for a title, I know what it feels like, Paulo, and I know what you're going through. It's very exciting.
No, but we're not entitled knobs, so it's not the same thing. It's very exciting, but we can't relate to each other.
That went the opposite way of you. You thought it was going to be, we're going to get along here sporting, but Paulo did what they call the old switcheroony on you there, and he really just punched you in the
we only waited 20 years, not 30. So.
Oh, James, this is brutal.
All I was doing was empathizing, and I just get shot down.
Do you know what he's done? He's punched you in the testicles.
And I felt it.
And then you're like, oh, that's painful. And then what he's done is he's put a hot rod right up your backside there.
I have no emotional EQ, very low. I've that, like, when you're in corporate world, they make you do those things. And I used to do them when I was in corporate world. And I got low, hey?
For EQ, huh?
No emotional intelligence.
Well, it shows.
James, triggered. Huh?
So I will be emotionally very intelligent 11:30 this evening, hopefully.
No, but hold on. I think that there's quite a high EQ in knowing that you don't have EQ. So good for you, Paulo.
I didn't say I'm not self-actualized.
Oh, I see.
I just said I got low emotional EQ.
Hey, guy's grown since 15 years ago when he took the test, James. What have you done,
We had to do those things. You know the little click a box, tick a little radio button, tick, 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 tick. No emotional EQ. Yeah.
You know what's weird is I think they stopped doing EQ tests and IQ tests at schools. I don't think I ever did one.
Well, that's what they just told you.
Yeah, I was probably the stupid kid. Huh? Yeah.
You actually did do it. You just, It's like, do not tell his mum the results.
It's like, which kids eat glue? Oh, those. Don't give them. It'll make them feel worse about themselves.
I was that kid in the sandpit that would actually eat the sand. Yeah. So.
That's tough stuff. Do kids these days still do those Rouge-Arc tests? Yeah?
Oh my word, the things they do nowadays.
What do you mean?
Tell me all about it. I'd love to know.
There's lots of different, like I've said before, maths is not maths. English is not English. They learn English differently to how we did it. There's all these different little things that they do now.
So no more Shakespeare, get that out.
I don't know. My daughter's not that far yet. But I'd imagine there's lots of different things now.
It's all about being inclusive now, but everything needs rules. And it's a big thing I've noticed, like with my nieces and nephews. Like my nephew's at the most expensive school in Africa, and
Humble brag.
no, he has no,
Subtle.
but he can't do grammar. He like no grammar. He can't put a sentence together. And I think
They do it differently now. They got this thing called thras.
thras.
Yeah, and that's how you learn to do the English. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what he writes like. He does the English. He doesn't articulate.
So
English.
is it like Stompy but for English?
It's okay.
Stompy's subject, tense, object, manner, place. That's how you structure your sentences.
Yo, how's this guy?
No,
eh?
not he doesn't know anything because I had to give him some feedback from a friend of mine,
No, I'm schooled.
and that was the brutal
That
feedback.
was smart, right?
No, I'm schooled. That's good. That's good.
That's how they try to teach us like past tense and future tense in Afrikaans.
They
Didn't
tried to
work.
teach us. It's so important that he said tried to teach us because, oh man, I've had some words with James about his grammar, and
not-
he went to a hoity-toity school as well. So you know what I think it is.
on a water polo scholarship, I heard.
Oh yeah.
Who did you hear that from? Because that's very wrong.
They call this guy the chlorine assassinator. Puts him in chlorine and he assassinates.
Wow.
Hey, I heard that
Yeah, that's
In-
on the streets.
in water polo circles.
That's on the
Sure.
street. Hey,
On the water polo gram. This guy.
that's being chuckered out there, James. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, we made it how long without a pun? Not even 5 minutes. Not even 5
Let me
minutes.
just check how long the stream's been running for.
Listen,
That was painful. We made it 9 minutes. We made it 9 minutes.
without
That's
a pun.
good. That's good.
Chuck it out there. It's such good stuff. I want to open up the show today by telling everybody yesterday. Listen, I've had a great day already. Had 2 meetings today, James. Great morning.
And
Both.
now you're here in the studio
Phenomenal.
with the broadcasters.
You have no idea. Oh, by the way, welcome, fellow broadcasters. Yesterday was one of the best days of my life. As we sat down, after the show,
I know where you're going with
it
this.
was one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And a friend of mine on the weekend who gave James some brutal feedback said, I am a bit of a, the word is douchebag. She used a different word though, which I can't use because, we want kids to be able to listen to this show
Does
or
it
not.
begin with a sharp C?
No. Worse than that. Portuguese as well. She is Portuguese, so colorful language, and she's a lawyer,
Fair enough.
part of her makeup, and she is a killer out there.
Okay.
Anyway, I was telling her last night about the day I had yesterday. I had the pleasure yesterday of having James teaching me about the number. It ended up at a little bit of Freud,
Yeah.
a little bit of Kantian theory came into it there. But he came up to me and he said he wants to teach me about something called the Oedipus theory, Oedipus the king. Do you want to get into it a little bit, James? How it went, what you were teaching me?
It went phenomenally.
Okay, and how was I as a student?
Terrible.
It was unbelievable. James trying to teach me philosophy, and James trying to teach me about psychoanalysts was incredible, right? And then I tried to teach him like a useful part of it, right? Because he tried to teach me a little bit about the incestuous nature of some of our genetic drivers, and like I'm really cleaning it up. But the way James told me, it was like he was the kid in the sandpit who eating glue. Yeah, he was explaining it like he was that kid still, and it was just magical trying to see James piecing Freud. And then he didn't know who Immanuel Kant is.
No, I did know. I brought him up.
What did you call him? What did you say his name was?
Joseph.
Joseph. And then you guessed another name. So he didn't know. By the way, if you don't know, in the modern world, he is probably the founding sort of modern thinker within a psychoanalysis. And James didn't know his name, but he's telling you he knew he was. And he was telling me, by the way, about Kantian theory. He was Googling it, and I had to get him around. And then with the Oedipus thing, I had to tell him a really important part of the story he left out as he's teaching me. So he gets straight to the end part. He's like, yeah, so really this is how it went. He killed his dad, and basically every guy loves their mom. I said, no, James, a huge...
Wow, that is...
That is not what I said at all.
No, that's what happened.
No.
Okay, tell me how you explain it.
So what happened was we were speaking about my past relationships, and then you asked me if my ex-girlfriend was Afrikaans.
Yeah.
And then you asked me if the current girlfriend's Afrikaans. And then I answered yes to both of those.
And I said you have a type.
Exactly. And then I said it's like the Oedipus Complex. And then I said that I kind of terribly explained the Oedipus Complex.
Which is, maybe, I'll tell you what, James. Since I'm sure you've gone home and Googled it and, I gave some feedback. All right, so tell Paolo and I what the Oedipus Complex is.
So I haven't Googled it, but I did have to refresh my memory yesterday, and I did while we were having our chat.
Okay, tell us.
Okay, so the Oedipus Complex is about oppressed, incestuous desires of the human nature.
Okay.
Right? So Oedipus killed his dad and then slept with his mom. And that links to how a boy's first love is their mom and a girl's first love is their dad.
Yeah.
And they look for similar traits in their life partners that their opposite sex parent has.
Okay, then I said to James, you're a terrible teacher because I now need to tell you how badly you've explained this. The part where he's killed his dad is actually the center of the story because there's a huge reason in the mythology he kills his father. And then James didn't kind of get it. I saw his eyes rolling back. And then he went and Googled it. And as he was reading that the men see their father figure as the enemy, we're talking genetically and very basically speaking, I could see the light switching on as to when you leave that piece of information out, right, actually the whole thing doesn't work. But when I told him that and I saw him reading it and he was like, oh, because I didn't want to be aggressive. I just said, oh no, James, the fact that he killed his dad, and the reason for that, do you remember when I said that? I said, that's a huge thing, but he just kept explaining. Like, he kept explaining the theory to me. I'm like, James, the fact that he killed his dad is a big thing. Probably the worst teacher ever. But I just want people to know how great it was yesterday, right? Being taught psychoanalysis, the history of psychoanalysis and philosophy by James. It was unbelievable. And I tried to record it, but my phone wouldn't. And it was just such a disaster. And we ended up here, right? Eventually, I said, let me save James from himself.
Paolo's frowning at me.
I said, look here, James, let me give you, because you can't, it's not education if you can't use it. If it's not useful, it's throwaway. It's why I don't go to quizzes, because I've always thought general knowledge it's fleeting, it's stupid. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
I will hugely disagree on that.
Let's
I
hear it.
love showing people how clever the random nonsense that I know. My word, why would you throw away an opportunity? I suppose you do have like a 10-hour platform every week to show people how clever you are. So, I mean, I suppose you don't go looking for general knowledge quizzes.
No.
Yeah.
I love me a quiz.
You do?
Oh, I'll dispute the answers.
Do you go to
I'll
pub?
call shenanigans.
And by the way, Paolo's the person you want. Him and Dory would be the people you want, right? For quizzes. Because all quizzes, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've learned, it is useless to know science. It is useless really to know sport. The music rounds is where everyone wins and loses it.
Incorrect.
Music, pop culture, and countries.
That's correct. That's incorrect though. Have you guys heard of those quiz nights that they do on Tuesday nights or Thursday nights at restaurants around?
Absolutely not. I refuse to go to quizzes.
It's actually a thing. So
Yes.
it's done by the same company and
Okay.
they go to different restaurants
Okay.
and it's the same restaurants every week until they do a switch after a certain period.
Okay.
And you can go there and then do a whole quiz night and you can win like a voucher or whatever it is. And it's really cool. A couple of the questions are actually sports related. A lot of it's music.
Yes. Which is why, is that not what I said, Paolo? I said,
No, you said there was not so much sport.
no, you said a couple of them are sports, but a large part is music. Right, Paolo? Music,
Anyway,
countries.
Lifestyle.
lifestyle,
Yeah.
pop culture.
Pop
yeah.
culture. Pop culture is huge.
Yeah.
Is that where you win and lose it?
It's a lot of fun stuff. Paolo, you should do it.
Which Kardashian is with which person?
Oh, I see.
That sort of stuff.
But the music stuff's a banker because there'll always be music.
Yes.
They're not always going to put the pop culture or sports. It's always like ridiculous stuff, right? Is because usually the nerd the nerds are the quiz masters. It's not
Yes.
somebody who knows who Steve Finnan is. Do you know what I mean? It's always like some guy who's going to go and look up a question on the internet about Liverpool under Bill Shankly away at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's never going to be like a real sports question. But having Paolo, he knows 70s, 80s, 90s music like an encyclopedia, guaranteed your 2 or 3 questions. And that's where people win and lose it. I've been in these trenches.
The tight ones.
I've been in
tight
these. I've been in the trenches.
It's what James did the other day when he did the why couldn't India partake in the 1950 World Cup.
Yes.
Yes.
It's knowing that sort of stuff because they weren't allowed playing barefoot. It's that sort of stuff. Knowing that wins you. That takes you over the edge.
It's a game changer.
So you have those random facts
You
just stored,
They'll
huh?
always come up. You just got to keep them in.
So some useful stuff like you can use at a pub quiz is what I was saying, because it was getting a little bit painful for me pretending I didn't know more than James as he's trying to teach me this stuff. And eventually I thought, let me instead of going full douchebag, let me give James a fact he can use one day so he can impress his friends or it comes up. So I told him about the Freud thing, so people, if you don't know, Freud put the idea of a couch in a sort of psychologist's practice, right? I don't know if you knew this, but anyway, so it elicits a state of being called what he called the freedom of association. That's where you need to get somebody to treat them better, is what Freud said. And I saw James's eyes light up, and I was like, oh, do you see the difference between what I've done and what you've done? You can actually use what I've told you. The fact that Oedipus killed his dad and his mom, and then it was the end of the story, that's not educating me. How do I go and use that next time? About he's told me nothing about the story, nothing about the mythology, but you can use my one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's just chit chat. So sometimes you only got to take in as much information to just kick off chit chat.
So
because in most round the braai conversations, you just need the chit chat thing, and then somebody will take it over, and then you go, oh well, I started. They assume. Don't know a lot about everything.
Yeah.
Know a little bit of. Don't know a lot about something. Know a little bit about everything.
Your approach, James?
My approach?
Is that your approach?
Yes.
Just know a little.
Yes.
Know a little bit about everything.
Exactly, because I gave you the overall essence of what the Oedipus Complex was. Not
You didn't. You missed out. In fact, I would say you missed out the only part that's important. You could take out the mom part. You could almost take that out. The central feature is that the father is seen as an enemy, but you left that out. Do you remember that part? Do you remember that?
Well, you can't take the mom out.
No, you can lose that part rather than the dad part. If you took the mom out and you go, oh, this guy sees his father as the enemy, you go, oh, who does he see as his friend? You could ask that question. When you tell me about the ancestral thing with his mom, oh, why? Oh, I don't know. Do you see? So next time when you explain that, let's do it again, but you're going to do some research. Shall I give you some homework? Let me give you some homework, James, and you can come and tell me. So a guy called Soren Kierkegaard, right? By the way, James once tried to teach me about existentialism, and this was a hoot as well.
Oh, that was incredible.
And we never spoke. You didn't even know. Again, he didn't know who Soren Kierkegaard was. If you don't know who the founding...
Is the guy played Thor?
Yeah.
James, can't argue with that.
That's who it is. So the guy who played Thor. Yeah. That's who Soren Kierkegaard.
I told you about Waiting for Godot, which is one of the foundations of what existentialism is.
And you didn't know who Soren Kierkegaard was. Again, he's the founding father of the modern day existentialism. So maybe go and do some research about him.
That's really great for him.
Yeah.
I learned about existentialism in a completely different way.
Okay, who else is a modern day existentialist that you learned about? Because all philosophers have a view on existentialism. Who was it?
No, I was talking about Samuel Beckett and Waiting for Godot. Who you couldn't recall yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, I said I don't know who that is.
Exactly.
So he wrote a play.
He wrote a play called Waiting for Godot.
And okay.
And the whole play is about existentialism. They're waiting for a dude that never comes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some homework. Soren Kierkegaard, tell me what modern day existentialism is and why it creates underlying angst. And maybe you can explain it to us on a show in a week or so. What do you think of that?
That sounds great.
Fair enough.
I'll get my notes and references.
Can I not be on that day?
Yeah. It's unbelievable. But anyway, I just wanted to share that yesterday was a magical day for me.
Amazing.
It was magical. Just trying to hear James' psychoanalysis. Man, him trying to figure out who Immanuel Kant.
I don't know what the hell has just happened. What have I walked into?
It was just incredible.
This is where we are now, Paolo. Get used to it.
It was
this is where we are.
incredible. It was incredible. Man. All right. Well, we're a sports show as well.
We are.
We're going to start. We're going to talk a little bit about United losing their £200 million deal. I'll tell you what my thoughts are there.
100 million. Stop being sensationalist.
I thought it was 200 million. That's what the daily, what's it? The Telegraph said.
Because the Telegraph's reliable.
It's a 10-year, £200 million deal.
I'm sure it was 100 over 10. But anyway, no, it's
Let's
fine.
we'll confirm that. But we'll start off
Okay,
there.
the Guardian says 200 million. Okay, you're right. I did see 100 million. Okay.
Okay.
Also, the tweet I found says 200 million.
200,
No.
200 big ones, eh? 200 big ones over 10 years, I think it was.
Quite correct. Maybe I saw the 20 over 10. Yeah. Okay, fine. It is 200 million. Quite correct.
200 million. Man United. That's where we were. I was trying to refresh your memory.
Sure. No, my memory is perfect, as you know.
We
I
have
know that Oedipus's father was a big part of the story. I know who Soren Kierkegaard is. I understand modern day existentialism. You know what I mean? Don't worry about my memory. Worry about yours, James.
We have a sports poll today
Oh, we do have a sports poll. Tell us about it.
for that sport show that we do.
Yeah.
You know. So it's on Cliff C Sport on Twitter.
Yeah.
Scott Parker has been heavily linked with a move to Spurs. Thoughts? ? That's the tweet.
Okay.
Your options are sign him up already.
Yeah.
Nobody can replace Jose, and currently the tweet with the option with the most votes. It's 2021. Anything is fine.
What percentage is that?
That's on 55.6% currently.
Paolo, your thoughts? Scotty P. Is he the best swag manager going? I mean, I saw in a game they lost, Andrea Pirlo is unbelievable. He's fallen off a GQ and a Gucci cover at the same time. He looks unbelievable.
With the hair, huh?
It's just the whole thing.
Glasses
the scarf's
and the beard.
perfect. No glasses, Pirlo. Just like the beard is... James, you got a great beard. Paolo's got a great beard. I think he's got a wig beard because it's always perfect. Like he just looks unbelievable.
Pirlo won the hair lottery.
Yeah, he did. Him and Fernando Alonso. Those
Genetic
two.
and hair.
They won the hair lottery, those guys.
Right. So he might be the best swag manager in the world, but Scott Parker is certainly the best in the United Kingdom because Pep doesn't take it seriously anymore for whatever reason. Your thoughts on swag manager Scotty P going to Spurs? Because you said it actually a couple of weeks ago. I remember this.
That's why it's a tweet now.
That's why when you love anarchy, you just want to see the world burn. You throw these things out there and some of them come to fruition.
Yeah.
Scotty Parker at Tottenham, you love to see it because I think the only thing that make me happier is Ryan Mason. They keep him as their manager. That's the only thing that make me happier.
Yeah, why doesn't Ryan Mason manage in a scrum cap, in a special protective headgear? That would take. Do you know what I mean? Because what if the ball hits him on the head?
Because that's why he had to retire, right?
Yeah.
He had that.
Peter Cech took it seriously till the very death. Why isn't he? Peter Cech used to wear his scrum cap on the bench.
Why do you say until the very death like Peter Cech has died?
Well, his
Death
career.
of his career.
His career, yeah.
Oh, right. And then he went to go play ice hockey and then...
Yeah. But I'd like to see Mason managing with if he takes it seriously. Otherwise, does life not matter to him?
Scott Parker, I don't know if Scott Parker's a very good manager. He's a very swag manager, no doubt about it. And he has branded himself into the Tottenham reckoning. But Fulham they're a nightmare. They are a nightmare. Their points tally, the football, they play okay football. But what in Scott Parker's locker says that he's not going to have Tottenham in 15th place next season?
Oh, imagine Tottenham in...
You want
Next season, we're going to have Tottenham in 15th, Ronaldo in the Europa League, along with Liverpool. It's just going to be a bizarre
Ronaldo
time.
won't be in Europa
He
League
certainly will not.
because he's going to Sporting and play in the Champions League. And then Juventus will pay half his salary, or all of his salary.
I thought we were going to take this seriously. I mean, you know.
This is what's going to happen.
Is this where we are now?
Well, all the signs are pointing to yes. Sporting are wearing Nike kits next year. Ronaldo wears Nike.
Oh my God.
His mother wants it to happen.
Oh my
and
God.
we all know when a Portuguese mother says it's got to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I thought signs were pointing to Man United.
How old is Cristiano Ronaldo? Will you just Google that?
36. 35. 36. He's around there.
He's 36.
36. So the way he's looked at, I mean, Paolo.
Ronaldo will score 1 million goals in Portugal. And besides, listen, got a lot of Ronaldo love, but we all know whose headers I need to father my children.
Oh, again.
Oh, he did it again, huh?
He did it again. So, but let's get back to Tottenham. Scotty Parker, I'd love to see it. It's going to be amazing. There is no other option, is there? There's no other option. Scotty Parker or Rafa Benitez will be my best. Benitez will be the best.
And you know what Benitez is going to do to you? He's going to take you to the top, and then the next season, he's going to sell every good player like he did to Liverpool.
Benitez is going to be great.
But you laugh about Benitez. I was saying It's been a mess for so long.
Go with him.
Stabilize. Because you know what Rafa will give you? Top 6 for sure. You know, give him a season and a half. You'll be top 6. And then, because what you got to do in this world is, it's carnage all the time. Wait for the guy you want to get fired.
And, we know Mourinho, Benitez comes in for Mourinho's cleanup jobs. It'll be the third time he's done it.
True. Madrid, Chelsea, and now this.
And Inter. It'll be fourth time.
Inter 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the fourth time he's come in after Jose.
It's a bit weird.
It's a little bit, says something about Benitez, but anyway. Listen, Tottenham, be careful what you wish for. You would not do worse than a season or 2 under Rafa.
No,
no doubt about it.
I said that to somebody on the weekend. He's the guy. I know you're joking about it. Listen.
No, I'm not joking. He's one of the favorites. One of the front runners.
No, that's where I'd go. That is where anything else is a gamble. Rafa's not a gamble. You know what he's going to be. You give him a 2-year deal. He stabilizes in the first year. He did it to Liverpool. Stabilized in the first year. You came second. Did they come second with Torres in that second season? That's what he does. He went to Chelsea, solidified things, didn't work. Okay, some places, but you know what you're getting with Rafa.
He got Newcastle stability. He made Newcastle look like a decent football club. That's how good Rafa is. Imagine what he can do at Spurs.
You know who I think Spurs need?
Beats almost someone.
That's the move. Or Hugo Broos.
No, but Bruce turned it down to take a more professional, stable job. He used all of his experience. But sorry, I'm not going to let this pass. Cristiano Ronaldo going to Sporting is one of the most ridiculous things. I actually hadn't even thought of that, by the way. Paolo,
it's all over the place.
It's the furor, huh?
It's all over the place.
Listen, Cristiano Ronaldo is possibly...
He's not playing Europa League at 37.
I'll
tell you that right now for free.
Name 2 players. Okay, Leo Messi, put him aside. He's the one guy I'd take outside of Cristiano Ronaldo in world football. Name another player you'd take over Cristiano Ronaldo right now. No one. He's going to a proper team.
Harvey Elliott.
No, but Cristiano Ronaldo is still... How many goals does he have, James? Will you Google how many goals Cristiano Ronaldo has in Serie A this season?
Whatever the stat is, it's Ronaldo has been top scorer at his club. So the thing is, he's top scorer in the league, but Juventus are terrible. They're a dog show. Ronaldo's getting blamed for it. But he's being let down by his teammates and his manager, because Pirlo is Scotty Parker with a good beard. Pirlo has
great beard.
Pirlo's a terrible manager. Terrible.
So, honestly,
for now, he'll probably get better, but he's terrible.
If I'm Man City, if I'm Chelsea, I'm asking. If I'm Chelsea, I'm asking about that, because Cristiano Ronaldo, we are the things we repeatedly do in life. You know what's great about Ronaldo? It almost allows you to, it almost lets Tuchel go, oh my goodness, 50% of my stress is done. Because he comes in for the next 2 years. Cristiano Ronaldo is what you want every working human being to be. He pitches up on time. He does what he needs to. In fact, he doesn't want managers getting in his way. I pitch up. I go for recovery. I have my chef living with me. Friends come and visit. Mason Mount goes over to Cristiano Ronaldo's house. Oh my God. Because of that, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be top 10 players in the world for another 3 years. So starting next year, you have 3 legendary seasons left. It's not like his drop-off is going to be legendary. So he'll get 20 goals in the Premier League in a drop-off season in 2 years' time.
While he's adapting.
He's the...
I don't know. I don't know about Premier League.
But Paulo, look at the condition the guys in. You know, I was watching the AC Milan game.
Yeah,
I was watching the AC Milan game. Frank Kessie is a monster of a man.
I watched Sergio Aguero's penalty and I thought, my God, I've not seen... Technically, what Aguero did was right, except control the goalkeeper. Mendy had time to lie down, get up, and catch it. He should have spun the ball in his finger, Harlem Globetrotters style.
That would have been a vibe.
Until I saw Kessie's penalty.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
Oh, my word. Kessie takes his penalty, but one of these Pogba-like, slow little steppy things projected for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think that was actually... Because Aguero took a risk.
Yeah.
Aguero's penalty was like, look, if it turns out it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Kessie was worse because Kessie was a straightforward in the corner. It was a terrible penalty.
Back pass.
But anyway, you're saying AC Milan.
No. Just you see Ronaldo.
Juventus.
These are prime. I mean, Tomori is an animal, but Ronaldo just had him on his back. Just like, don't even worry. And Tomori is a physical freak. Ronaldo, I'm sorry, we have to acknowledge, I'm a Messi guy. But you have to acknowledge when somebody he's cheated the system.
You see Ronaldo in Serie A. Serie A is I mean, it's an underestimated physical league. Those players are very well conditioned. They maybe don't have that blistering pace, but there are times I've seen Ronaldo skin 25-year-olds, just absolutely rip them. He's not going to take you over long distance, but give him that 10, 15 meters. He's got it. So he's built that. And that's everything he does is very calculated and it's very specific. So I'm not going to be the fastest over 50, but you're not going to catch me over 10.
And even, do you know what? I'll be honest, Paolo, I don't care who you are in the Premier League. He's got another 2 seasons of being that because he's invested so much. I saw it in the AC Milan game. The team were terrible, but everything he did, there's still an elite edge. He's still getting to those 50-50s. I mean, Kessie's a big boy. He put him on the shoulder and it wasn't even a contest. It wasn't even a... if I'm Chelsea, I'm asking. And I'm asking seriously. I'm paying £50 million for Cristiano Ronaldo. Because you're not just paying for the performance.
You're paying for that attitude. You're paying for the professionalism. You're paying for everything.
I'm not kidding. I would pay £70 million right now, and he'd probably want 350 a week. I'd pay that as Chelsea, especially with where your squad is. If I'm Man City, if I'm Pep, I'm not sure they could work together. I don't know, because he didn't like Zlatan. I don't know if he's going to love the Ronaldo show.
He's not into centre forwards really.
Yeah,
he doesn't like it.
Yeah, so. For me, if I'm Chelsea, if I'm Roman, I'm going for Ronaldo. Not like asking politely. Juventus are in financial trouble. We know that. Here's 70 mil. It's Mendes, eh? Mendes, what do we do here? Plus, we'll take 2 of your kids. Bring 2 of your kids. We'll put them in the Champions League squad. Don't even worry about it. Bring 2 of the Benfica. We'll take 2 of them. We'll figure, because Chelsea and Benfica always work it out, right? Luis.
They make a plan.
There's Ramirez.
Matic.
We got a thing there. Who are your kids? Bring 2 of your kids, 70 mil Ronaldo, and what do you need? 10 million for Ronaldo under the table, whatever. We'll pay Wolves 45 mil, whatever. Ronaldo's a real thing. I'm sorry. Legendary is so rare. Ronaldo comes to Chelsea. He's the one footballer alive right now. I don't even think Messi could do this right now, even though I think he's a better player. Ronaldo comes to the Premier League, whatever team he goes to, he changes the temperature of the Premier League, whatever team he goes to. I don't think there's another player in the world, even if Haaland goes to City, because you can put, I love Gabriel Jesus, I know people don't love him, but it's like, Haaland's not changing, Ronaldo comes, like almost right off. If Chelsea get him, they guarantee the league. Write it down now, it is guaranteed. He brings attitude, he brings the winners thing, and then again, for me, what he brings is this is the way to do it. Because what Tuchel now can do is Mason Mount. Let's talk about him being a professional. And now Tuchel can coach.
May even do something for Tammy Abraham. Who
knows? Let's not go too far. Let's not go too far.
Ronaldo's not playing in Europa League and he's not playing in Serie B next year.
He's not. Where does he go though, Paolo? I mean, it is a good question. Like if you're Cristiano Ronaldo, hey, let's do it. I mean,
because Juventus are hounding him. They want him off their books. They can't afford him. Never mind anything. They need to rebuild that team. That team is a mess. That team is a mess.
It is a mess.
You know, there's no midfield there. There's nothing in there. Their team is an absolute mess. They need to rebuild. They can't rebuild without him. They bet the farm on him coming in with instant success. It didn't happen, and now they're stuck. And nowhere out. They're getting deductions all over the place. They're getting threatened all over the place. And as usual, who's the scapegoat? It's Ronaldo, not Agnelli.
Chelsea's the most real thing to me.
Not PSG. Mbappe may go, and they need a...
Ronaldo won't go to
Does he like that? No, but the thing is, does he go to PSG? Because does he... You know, Ronaldo, the one thing that's been brilliant about Cristiano Ronaldo, that I've loved, he's not Neymar. What I love about Ronaldo, he's made good decisions. Even to come to Juventus, it was the right time for the legacy. To go
do it in another league, and I think that's the thing with him, is he wants, the thing with Ronaldo, and it's always been said that he proves himself and he wants to, and it's strategic to prove himself in different leagues.
Yeah.
So he's done England, done Spain, done Italy, and I'd see him go to another league. The Sporting thing is, it's fancy. It's not going to happen. I'm joking. Maybe when he's 40, he goes. But I still see him with one big move to like a PSG.
Leipzig?
No, it's definitely got to be I wouldn't be surprised at PSG. So do it in France, league in France.
But here becomes my question then. For all, I don't care what people think. I'm not, and to be honest, again, I'm a Messi. I believe Messi is the greatest that's ever lived and no one's close. But one thing about Cristiano Ronaldo, think what you will of him. I know people have their thoughts. He takes football seriously.
Yeah.
I'm not sure PSG do. And Juventus take football seriously for all of their problems.
Pochettino does.
So you think he might be sold on that?
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's his sold, but I think just in terms of taking football seriously, not like Tuchel and Emery didn't. But I think, Pochettino is a serious move.
He is a serious.
Pochettino could have had any club. He really could have. He could have waited out for any named his club. But he did PSG, which I think is a serious move.
I'd be interested to see where Ronaldo goes.
And listen, maybe, PSG maybe need that Ronaldo to get over this hump they have.
But they just re-signed Neymar. Be honest, Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar, can you see that working?
No.
Not because he doesn't like Neymar. It's just all of the crap off the field, dude.
But that's got nothing to do with him. I've seen playing wise Neymar work with Zlatan and Cavani. So that's worked in. That's a similar player you're going to get.
Well, the Cavani thing, there was some conflict there. Remember the penalty and.
Well, I mean that's
part
manufactured.
of it.
It was manufactured. Yeah. I mean, both players have said it's nothing. As usual. So you're going to get that. I don't really think Ronaldo will worry too much about what Neymar's doing.
Just get it done, huh?
Just get it done.
Oof.
How
does Neymar respond to Ronaldo? Because it's not just about how
they winners. They share a birthday. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
They're both born 5th of February. Ronaldo and Neymar. They share a birthday.
You know why I don't think Neymar would like it? I didn't know that, and that is a shame for Cristiano Ronaldo.
I wonder if their siblings share birthdays.
Like who was it?
Don't go there.
Neymar's sister.
Don't go there.
Oh my gosh.
We got the letter. We're not allowed.
Okay, are you on the Oedipus thing? You're going to teach us now?
I was going
got
on
the letter.
the fact that Neymar goes on
I'm
extravagant holidays when it's his sister's birthday because he's apparently injured. That's where I was going.
Okay, I'm not going to go there. Yeah, hey, good question there. Cristiano Ronaldo, where is he going? I hadn't even thought about that.
Not Chelsea.
If I'm Chelsea, I ask.
Every year this time, Ronaldo leaving his club becomes a thing. It's been like that since ever, his whole career. But I think there's so much noise around Juventus, around this financial deduction from Europa League, from UEFA.
Yeah.
Are they really out of the Champions League, or is that just like a story?
No, they're out. I mean, they're not out. What are they, on 75 points? They're in the mix.
So
Atalanta are 4th, hey? James, will you have a look at Serie A there?
Yeah, they're floating around there. Then, listen, I would have said before they won't get relegated to Serie B, but it's happened before, so there is precedent.
Well, that was because they...
Calciopoli, but there's precedent,
Sure.
In that. So, listen, Ronaldo needs to leave, and Juventus don't get better next season. It takes 2 or 3 seasons before they get back, and I don't think he's committed to them to wait it out.
It's not confirmed just yet. So Juve are 5th with 69 points behind Napoli, who is 4th with 70 points. So there's a 1 point difference. They're all on over. 35 games. So there's 3 games left.
3 games. It's not over. Yeah, they might Calciopoli part 2, maybe.
But
pay the ref for the last game. Like it's worth it. Just buy him a villa.
And well, in Italy they got the whole thing where you can. It's sort of like golden suitcases where you pay off teams who got nothing to play for, and they take little.
No, it's in the open. I think it's in Germany as well. We do know that. Yeah.
So it's like a little bit of a golden suitcase. So say you chasing something, whether it's the title or Champions League qualification or relegation, and you come to the last few games of the season, you play a team that's got nothing to lose. They're on the beach already. It's not unheard of to give the team a little bit of a go easy bonus.
But is it obviously it's a below the table bonus, right?
No, everyone knows about it. It's quite accepted practice.
Oh, so it's actually a thing.
No, that's very out there. It's not just Italy.
We're Juventus, we're going for the Champions League. You're in 10th. You're not going up or down. Here's a little bit of a bonus for your players. Do it what you will. Oh, we're playing each other this weekend. Maybe go for dinner the night before.
So that's in Serie A and Bundesliga.
No.
Spain.
Is it Spain?
Spain, it's common. Italy, it's common. Portugal, it's common.
Yeah, it's a
Brazil,
real thing.
it's just England that they don't really do it. Everywhere else, it's just like, it's not a bribe. It's just a go easy on us bonus.
I had no idea that was a
James
thing.
is so triggered now. It was so great to see what happened to James's face as you told him about it. Yeah.
What happened to
I
my
suppose
face?
it's a generational conflict.
Yeah, it is. Because he's like, football's pure. The world is pure.
Still believes.
It's competition. They're in the same league.
Yeah, exactly. It's that. It's not football's pure and the world is pure. This is competition, guys. It can't just be.
It's like last day of school. Like, you know what it's like when you. I'm not going to get kicked out of school. It's
Fair
like when you
enough.
resign from a job.
Yeah.
And it's your last week there. Oh, you're coming in late. You're like not going to meetings. It's like they're not going to fire me.
It's too true.
That's what it's like. It's like I've done what I needed to do. I was good for 3 weeks. Now it's my last week. Forget you guys. I'm going home at 2.
So
while I'm here, I'm watching YouTube. I'm not.
Yeah. Clocking in.
And I'm not going to hide it.
Well, James is laughing because he did this at his last job before he came here.
No, he didn't. No, nah, guys.
It's not good advertising in case you leave this job and then you go to another one. They're like,
I would never do that.
No,
You can vouch for me. You can attest. I'm a hard worker.
Now that I know that you slacked at the last job,
I didn't.
we have to wait for 6 months to see how you are. You know what I mean?
Slack at the last job. I don't know what you're talking about.
CR7. That is actually, that'll be a talking point. I'll talk about it later this week. I'll tell you later this week where I think he's going and why he should go there. He is still the at least tied first best player in the world by some distance, by the way. It ain't close. Don't tell me about Haaland, Mbappe, any of these guys. Okay, let's get into the show today. By the way, podcast available on cliffcentral.com, Cliff Central app, or wherever you may get your podcast. It is the MKT Show on there. Okay, let's get into it. THG pulled out of a United deal. The THG group, they own the group that would have, I think there was some protein company we're going to be on the shirt, right?
Yes.
Well, they got a whole lot of their e-commerce. They own a whole lot of different little e-commerce brands.
So their branding, they were going to take over Aeon.
Yeah,
I think as far as I know.
So that £200 million, allegedly £200 million, has been scrapped. But before I get into that, listen, for smart people, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. It's always been the way. And when I say smart, I mean business savvy. So not smart across the board. As Paula said earlier, there is something called emotional quotient. For smart people, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. I am yet to see a billionaire ever, and I've read 15, 20 books. Humble brag, yes, you might say. 20 books in my life from billionaires, successful people. Not once have they mentioned public pressure. Ever. They've never, not one of the books can I remember, I care about what people say. In fact, they often say they go against the grain. That's why they're a billionaire. That's what the common theme, 99% of them say the public's opinion is not true. Because people aren't good at reading data and detaching their emotions and approaching something they love as a business instead of something they love. So I've never seen billionaires bow down to public pressure. I've never seen it. I have never in business seen it. Politicians, yes. People that are trying to get your vote in whatever capacity, that are in a popularity contest, celebrities, yes. Never a billionaire. Right? Let me tell you why this is terrible news for everybody. It is terrible news for everybody that this deal got pulled. Not just United will get another sponsor. Don't even worry about it.
4 more.
They'll get another sponsor. Don't worry about it. For far more, right? And I saw a hilarious thing, and I've been seeing it on social media now. The fans think they changed their opinion of the Glazers. Man, we won. We beat. I like hilarious. If you really believe that, hilarious. Because let me tell you something for a second. I was looking up some numbers last night as I was researching this. The match day revenue in 2009 for Manchester United was 41% of the annual revenue at Man United. That's in 2009. The commercial revenue, so that was the match day revenue. Obviously, that's the fans, blah, blah, activities around the stadium. In 2019, that's just a decade later, commercial revenue was more than double match day. That's in 10 years. It went from match day revenue was 41% of all income. 10 years later, commercial revenue was more than double. Commercial and branding revenue in that same 2019 report, only 10 years after match day revenue was basically half, is now 82% of clubs' income. Folks, as fans, I'm sorry, I have some news for you. They did not stop this because of the fans. Let me tell you why they stopped it. So I did some, I've known who the Glazers were anyway. I knew what business they were in. Then I started to look into this and I thought, e-commerce business. Okay, and I've just seen that the THG group, THG is trying to move to America. Interesting. What do the Glazers do? The Glazers dominate the retail space in California, Texas, and New York. They own, from what my research tells me, 6.7 million square feet of retail space. They dominate New York, they dominate Boston, they dominate Texas, and they dominate California in terms of retail space and shopping malls and acquisitions. They are the industry leaders in America in the big markets. They don't care about the Rust Belt. Folks, if THG are trying to get into America, where do you think the relationship starts? And let's add another layer to this. The Kroenkes are besties with the Glazers. Why? Stan Kroenke's wife is heir to the Walmart dynasty. What's that involved in? An e-commerce company would want to be with the biggest shopping center in the world in America. They would want to have that relationship. So let me tell you what this says to me. The Glazers are out of here, right? And they will leave with Stan Kroenke. That's all it tells me, is that they've said to these guys, listen, we tried, guys. The reason you shouldn't work here is here's the 10 things. If you don't think rich people talk amongst each other and they don't treat us all as subjects, I'm sorry. If you think that the fan pressure is why the Glazers did this, the Glazers are out. The Glazers are gone. For me, this was the Glazers telling a business partner, don't even waste your time here. Listen, we got something coming up in Tampa Bay. Plus, we just got Tom Brady. Let's figure out something at home while we build the next strategy. We're going to, don't worry. We've sorted you with Stan. And obviously, there's no research to this. I just know how smart people think. They are out. So is Kroenke. And this deal is lost because it's a business partner. And then really what this deal was, excuse me, Glazers, we're going to need all of your relationships in America in the retail space. And while you're at it, maybe have a chat to that Walmart guy that you seem to be doing business with in the NFL all the time in something they call collective bargaining, where the billionaires meet every single week to discuss how that they're going to split a $120 billion NFL deal. All the time, Kroenke, Glazers, meeting all the time. Oh, you're in Walmart. We are the leaders in mall space and retail space in America. Trust me, the Kroenkes and the Glazers are as thick as thieves. That is the end for Man United. I think this is the first step to show you they're out. Folks, THD don't care about the fans. Please don't delude yourself. Don't delude yourself. You're only 18% of the revenue. If you don't, honestly, if fans never came again, and you don't think the Glazers could figure out how to make up the 130 million a year or so that you bring in as fans, and I know the sentiment, and people go, football for the people. I just want to dismiss this silly narrative that the fans got what they want. What really this is smart people they've got a really, really short sort of tolerance for pushback. They are done, and be very, very careful who the next person is. And I think with this, you have seen the appetite of the Americans will be saturated now. They are gone, and good luck without them. Because whatever you think of America, they do it better, and they do it bigger, whatever it is. And if you want your clubs back, right? And I've heard this a lot. We want our clubs back. You've got it now. You've got it now. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. I'm honestly looking forward to seeing how another Mike Ashley, and I'm looking forward to seeing when it's a Saudi Arabian guy in charge of Manchester United, how that goes. Because at least the Americans understand your business culture. At least they understand how you operate in the West. I look forward to it because people that support PSG, even people that support Man City, looking forward to it. But please, as fans, can we forget it? We are shrinking in importance to the game. We are shrinking in importance to the game. And they did not pull out because of fan pressure. That is the last thing they did. It is the last thing they did. They are trying to move to America, and they understand that the most powerful family in American retail space is the move. Oh, you guys are out? Oh, don't even worry about it. Cool. We'll see you on the other side of the Atlantic. Those are my thoughts. Be very careful when you make powerful people angry and you push back and you think you've won. They'll weigh you down. Listen, the point of being rich is this. I've always thought about this. It's leverage number one. That's obviously, you never want to go into a situation being desperate. But the other thing is, when you're rich, what you can do, you can wait people out. You can cry all you want. I'm going to go up to my palace and eventually, what happens with little crying children. Paolo's got a kid. Kids cry. Eventually, they're asleep. And then it's over. And then we're going to do what we want because you're exhausted now. They can wait you out. They'll go back to America for 5 years. The Glazers are only, some of them are in their late 30s. They'll be back. Don't you worry about them. They will be back. They will be back. And I am not sure when they come back, the Premier League will be in the same state. But we are shrinking as fans, and it may hurt our feelings. But it had nothing to do with fans. And I want that thought must be absolutely dismissed. But it's terrible news for everybody because I think the appetite of Americans for this, it's done now. And that's a problem, right? It is a problem for America because there are only 2 other markets on the planet that can afford it. Now, I'm not anti-Saudi. I'm just telling you, I know how they do business. It is not the way that Kroenkes have done business. And you think they were, they do it a different way. You've seen how Man City's been done. That was a brutal takeover. I mean, look at the Etihad deal. You know, Russia does business differently. The other market you may have to start dealing with. Beggars can't be choosers. You may have to deal with China, and we know that is a different world. That is a different world. I'm really looking forward to the next 5 years to see where this goes. Paulo, you're a big Man United fan. When you saw that loss of a deal, I mean, you're in business as well, Paulo. I mean, you understand big picture. What were your first thoughts, just out of interest?
That there is somebody bigger lined up. So you start looking into, suddenly we're all experts on the Hut Group. You know, we know everything about them.
Sure, of course.
Swear to God, we've heard of them before.
Yeah, they're based at Manchester Airport.
So there was a little bit of a sense of Manchester United supporters going, oh, we won, we lost them a deal. And there was a sentiment that because they're a Manchester-based company, that maybe, we don't want to, these are our people and close to the ground or whatever. If you also search Hut Group now, you'll find that they've just involved in some $1.6 billion takeover. So, they've got bigger fish to fry than being on Manchester United's shirt and the trouble that comes with us. So I really think that I really don't feel there's any fan pressure caused this. And the sad thing is, if anyone who does think there's fan pressure, there's somebody with a bigger check ready to take over.
For sure.
And 200 million looks great in headlines, but it's 200 million over 10 years. It's 20 million a season. It's barely enough to buy you an unknown teenager from Atalanta. So it's not really changing the game.
Yeah.
And there is somebody else waiting. And that's the reality of what you said, is that there will always be somebody with another paycheck. Fans are less and less relevant. And for all these super clubs, it's not your club anymore. It really isn't. It's the world's club. It's the game's club. It is elevated above something else. So any thoughts of going, let's devalue the United brand, let's devalue it so the Glazers don't get what they want. The Glazers aren't going anywhere. Any chance of them being bought out, putting up for sale, being hounded out, their first statement after that is, guess what? We're going to turn this into a $10 billion business. So they're not going anywhere. They know that cash cow. They know how it's going to work. They're not scared. No one's chasing them away. And like you sort of allude there, and like I say, it's better the devil you know, because you don't know who's waiting to come in. You don't know who's coming for your club next. At 10 billion, nobody nice is coming with 10 billion. I'll guarantee that right now. And it's easy now to protest when we're sitting on Manchester United, no trophies in 4 years, haven't won the league we could possibly go 10 years before we win the league again.
Sure.
Easily. No Champions League finals for, what are we talking about, 8 years or so? 2012 was the last one. It's easy to protest now because the success isn't there.
Yeah.
Maybe the success comes over 2-3 years, and then what's everyone saying? So it's just, it's, and I know Graham Souness and was criticized for saying, well, the fans were complaining before when there was success and all the rest of it. But it's like, it's not so noisy when you're winning. And I think that's what the Glazers need to do. Glazers go and sanction Haaland.
Sure.
Argument's sake.
Yeah.
Who's against the Glazers suddenly? All those little fair weathers sitting on the fence, all those kids on the Old Trafford for the Bants. Trust me, they're all wearing Haaland shirts and forgetting about the Glazers. So I think that's the easy PR win for the Glazers. Something like that. And then what do you do? What do you say then? What do you do then?
You know what worries me? I'm just thinking as sort of the investment bankers and obviously the government, because I didn't look up how much money football brings in per year. I'd imagine it's somewhere near the trillion mark on its own. What would worry me is if the appetite from because don't think they're not talking to BlackRock and Buffett and all these guys about because it's all good and well to kind of fantasize from America what it's like to do business in Europe, and you always hear it's difficult, lots of rules, blah blah, Brexit. What? But if they go back, remember they sit every week with 30 other billionaires, right? NFL, 31 other billionaires, and they go back and they go, all right, you won't believe the things we were hearing that side. Don't even waste your time. Like, I think that transcends football as well. I'm really interested to see the behavior of Boris and people even above, because when you don't want to stop the appetite of American money coming across the board just to come and do business. Forget about football. Football is just one tiny part of getting the Glazers' friends to also come and invest in property and whatever it may be, the ports or whatever. I don't really know.
United's different because you don't make money from football clubs. So I don't think any investor coming into the Premier League or any league for that matter is under illusions they're going to make money.
No, which is why I'd say it's a portal. That's why I don't think Man United necessarily, but there's other business to be done on the ground, right?
But then surely you don't get into a football club.
No, I'm saying owning the football club's just a start. It's just okay, how do things work here? Because we think they here to run a business. No, they're not. They know how to run businesses. If they really wanted to run a business, United staff would be cut by 90%, and they'd have apps running the doors, and there'd be no security. They'd have cameras and a SWAT team. If they really wanted to run it, it'd be on 10% staff. They're not running it like they'd want to run it. I think it's a portal to come and do business in the UK. You know, the UK's mineral interests globally. I'm talking geopolitical here. It's not, for guys at that level, it's not about Man United. It's about some business relationships, because you get to meet the ministers and the people in Manchester, and they know Boris, and that makes things easier dealing with China when you're trying to get property there to build mold. I don't think it's just about Man United. They're going back to England and they're going, you won't believe it. You won't believe some of the conversations we're having. Let's go to Africa. This is a waste of time. And I wonder if that would worry anyone like Boris. For me, and it would.
They're not doing anything. No one will do a thing.
Yeah.
No one will do a thing.
They'll just leave.
It's going to be a bit of noise. It's going to be a bit of parliament, and something else will happen. Nobody's going to do a thing. Funny enough, it's related and kind of unrelated. So they talk about the fit and proper person's test when buying a club in England, right? So you have to pass this test, which a lot of people have gamed. There's a guy now who wants to buy Derby. Okay,
I saw that.
Right. So as part of proof of his fit and proper person test, he posted a TikTok of his very, very fancy house that he's got the funds to buy Derby.
No, there's no way.
It's a new world, James. These are your people, your generation. Tell us about it.
He's posted a TikTok of his, it said, to prove that I have the funds to buy Derby, here's my house.
No, tell me that's a spoof.
That's your generation.
No way.
Your thoughts.
And apparently the thing is, this house has appeared on Instagram before, so people aren't 100% sure that it's his house.
So my thoughts on this matter are, I'm appalled.
You're not happy.
Where we are.
Yeah. No, swag, dude. How much is Derby? Probably $300 million. Yeah. Look at my house, dude. Look at my jacuzzi.
Watch me Google this guy's house or his TikTok video.
He's a Spanish owner.
I think it's epic, dude.
Watch me know exactly which house this is.
No, it's epic. It's like Dan Bilzerian vibes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it's epic.
Eric Alonso.
What a legend. Hey, I wonder if is he related to the Alonso family, like Marcos and those guys?
That'd be great if he was.
It would be amazing, because by the way, Marcos Alonso, his grandfather, proper legend.
Marcus. Oh, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to refresh.
And Mikel's his brother, huh?
Mikel Alonso. Where does he play?
Older guy. He used to play Sociedad. I think he was at Bolton.
When I Google Eric Alonso, not an awful lot comes up.
What about his swag house?
Not even the swag house.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, here's a picture of him ready to box. He's tried to buy Cardiff and Sheffield Wednesday in the past.
And did he fail those tests?
Yeah. Obviously, the house wasn't big enough.
You know what he looks like? He looks like his head is way too big for his body.
Oh, no.
He looks like a bubblehead.
He used to lift more.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, there's another picture in his private jet. So you know how much he cares about your head comment? Zero.
Probably nothing. He's probably wiping his tears with his money, huh?
And that shirt probably costs
$4 billion.
More than his jet.
It's a pity people can't see it. I mean, maybe we'll post it up, James, or you get that link from Paul. Is that Instagram?
Oh, no, it is the Daily Mail. Of course, the best place to find good information.
The good old reliable Daily Mail, huh?
In England, they hate the Daily Mail.
Paolo, you know what? Send that link to James, because we will want to put it on the website.
Sorry, can I just clarify something? So, on his Twitter,
yes,
his bio says, "No limits, sports football agent." boxing promoter / manager,
Yeah.
traveler, entrepreneur. And by the looks of things, he's already added Derby County to his bio.
Are you joking?
He's tagged Derby County in his bio
Oh, that's amazing.
with a sheep.
With a
Or
ram.
Ram.
Ram, sorry, with a ram emoji.
That is so cool, dude. I love him. He needs to get it. He needs to get it.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I've changed my mind. If he's tagged them in his Instagram, he has to get it. How many followers does he have?
On Twitter, 9,200.
Oh, definitely.
Paulo, is this the house video?
The video is around there, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
He deserves to own. He's already got them in the Instagram. He's got sweet shirts on a private jet. We'll put up the video of his house, James. Make a mark of that. I'm looking forward to sharing that with people. Incredible.
Why can't we get owners like that? We're going to
United.
get scullets.
Yeah, no, it's true.
You know, I'm telling you, if you had a guy like that, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
No, it wouldn't. Swag.
But,
He tweeted a couple of days ago saying, "We are Derby. Congratulations, team. Hashtag DCFC."
Is that after Wayne Rooney saved them by 1 point by drawing on the last day?
8th of May.
Nobody's
probably.
talking about that enough. Why isn't Wayne Rooney getting fired? Frank Lampard had that team in the playoffs a season ago.
no, but he also had Mason Mount. He also, I think that's a very different.
So what? Wayne Rooney can't go to Man United and get...
But Rooney only took over halfway. Yeah, I think he only took over properly in January, and they were already a mess then. Leave Wayne Rooney alone.
Bit of a United homer there, Paolo.
Just leave Wayne Rooney alone.
Well,
he's on the roster to be our next manager, according to our model. So
that'll be awesome.
you
Wayne
just
Rooney.
leave Wazza alone.
In fact, it would go according to the new way of doing things. Wayne Rooney, Man United manager next season because he's already managed the season in the Championship.
More than Ole did.
There we go. Oh no, where were Cardiff in the Premier League when he got them relegated?
The Premier League, was he there for a full season?
With Cardiff. Remember?
I don't even know. I know he was there with Cardiff. I don't know if it was a full season.
I can't remember, but he did get them relegated. That I do remember.
No, he did.
Hey, Man United, that's business.
He's also involved in Galatasaray.
Who's that, Alonso?
Yeah.
Listen,
Sorry, I'm still looking at his Twitter. I know you guys have moved on. I'm just going through his Twitter.
Well, look, mainly because there's shirtless photos of him, but
That is exactly the reason I'm doing it. How did you know?
He has the look of somebody who is involved in a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we're never going to hear about.
Yeah, no, it's all happening.
Until
there.
it's too late.
It is all
He
happening. there.
says Vamos Derby County.
Vamos. That's awesome, dude. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah.
The least inspiring thing I've ever heard in Spanish.
So cool, dude.
You know when
Right?
somebody says "vamos"?
Yeah.
It's like "vamos."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vamos, Derby. Oh,
It's like when
what's going on?
when Sergio Ramos or any of the Madrid players post on their Instagram or Twitter, and they're like Vamos.
Yeah, it's like "vamos."
Yeah,
It's like,
Vamos
oh.
team or whatever. You're like, yeah, boys, let's get it.
Yeah.
This dude's like Vamos Derby.
I don't want my owner. If he gets, I hope he has enough money to buy Man United because the photos on Instagram of him and Pogba hanging out in the suite up top, right?
Who Eric Alonso and
and Pogba when Pogba's injured, which is 45 to 50% of the time.
correct.
Imagine how on fleek Man United's Instagram is going to be
Dude,
for that 18
fire.
months before they realize it's actually a Ponzi scheme with Alonso.
Great.
Oh,
yeah.
needs to happen. It's good content. We're in the content game now.
Yeah.
That's where we live. Jadon Sancho, I hope United get him. It's going to ruin everything they've got, but on fleek on social. And then Jay Lings comes back. Alonso takes over. Imagine that. Sancho, Jay Lings, Pogba, they dabbing in the Man United. Like Sir Bobby's soul, right?
Is turning in its
Just-
grave.
Imagine that. Imagine Alex Ferguson pitching up to the director's suite. Alonso's sitting there. Jesse Lingard, Paul
And they're
Pogba,
all dabbing.
and Jadon Sancho. All backwards cap, thick chain, and then Alonso
just-
with his swag shirt. Deep V. Like Alonso looks like who a guy would wear that silk but deep V shirt. Oh, and Fergie pitches up to that. Imagine
the
this.
scenes.
Oh my God, are you kidding? Ooh, and you know they each have their own private photographer, by the way. Pogba's got his own, Jay Lings has his own, and it's for the
Imagine the actual scenes.
it has to happen now. Now that I've said it. Imagine though, see if Fergie walks in there. What does he do? Turn around.
I
If
think
he doesn't have a heart attack, he's turning around.
Yeah, I think he has to turn around to avoid having another.
Yeah. Tragic event,
Yeah.
eh?
I think he's had too much in his
What has
life.
Fergie done to deserve this?
It was when Ferguson was like incapacitated for a while.
Yeah.
Last year, and the first home game he came back to that he is at, and Peter Schmeichel and Raymond van der Hau were there doing some work for MUTV,
Uh-huh.
and they go talk to Ferguson, say hello. They hadn't seen him in a while, check if he's okay, and all the rest of it. And both of them they're unshaven. First thing he looks at them, beards, no beards, week's fine. Go shave those before you talk to me.
Oh.
Still to this day, like a grown man, talking to him like a grown man. That's Ferguson.
Excellence is a habit.
That's what he'd do.
Excellence is a habit, baby.
Alex, huh?
To Schmeichel.
To Schmeichel. Schmeichel had a goatee. Ferguson goes, week's fine, go shave it off before you come talk to me.
Sure.
That's him.
Now imagine when he walks into Instagram Central.
Look,
Alonso with Pogba, Jay Lings, Sancho.
Listen, I don't want to sound like the old dude, right? I don't want to sound like the old dude. The Pogba, I think, a lot of the stuff can grate you in a lot of ways. One thing I always have to say about Pogba is that Instagram, all that aside, the guy's never in the newspapers. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, very religious family man. And I think it's easy to knock this Instagram. I'm just going on a little bit of an aside.
Yeah.
It's easy to knock that, but that's what he does. He's young. That's what you do. He's never in for the wrong reason. So I will take all of Pogba's dancing on Instagram versus Jack Grealish taking nitros and smashing his Land Rover during lockdown. Pogba's never had a lockdown party. Jack Grealish has. So in that way, I will defend Pogba if I have to.
that being said, though, I think Man United are in a good place.
Now.
Right? I think, Instagram stars, they could have Eric Alonso.
Yeah.
If that happens, they'll have an explosive Instagram.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, Conor McGregor is buying Manchester United.
Yeah. He said, what do you guys think? But he's going to buy Celtic now.
No, but he sold his whiskey company, so he's got...
Yeah, he said
600
Celtic.
mil, hey?
He said Celtic or Man United.
Yeah, Celtic's
So
a bigger club. I'd rather have Celtic.
If Eric Alonso doesn't show up there at Man United, they've got Conor McGregor.
What about a JV, Eric Alonso and Conor McGregor?
Oh, my God.
They can host an MMA
Oh my
event
God.
on Old Trafford's
In the
pitch.
middle,
In
yeah.
the middle. No.
And you've already seen the fans love fighting.
No.
Unruly.
No. Suspended above the pitch while a match is going on.
Yes.
Suspended in a glass cage, a glass octagon,
Yes.
above the pitch while a match is happening.
It's not ridiculous because you've seen it in the WWE. Plus, now you're getting smart, Paulo. You're using Old Trafford 2 for 1. You're doubling your income.
And you know what they could do more of? Who's that singer that Man United... He's known for being a Man United fan. What's his name?
From Simply Red, Mick Hucknall. Is that who you think of?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
They get him to perform at the same time.
In a glass cube above the octagon.
Oh, 3.
Three tiers.
And you have to pay for each ticket.
3 tiers.
You have to pay for each ticket separately.
You can't watch. So they have stewards there watching. People who paid for the pitch have to watch the pitch.
Yes.
If you lift your eyes, hit you with the newspaper. You paid for the pitch. You didn't get all 3. And block your ears so you don't hear Mick Hucknall.
You know what? I like what you're thinking. It's a little open-ended. I don't like it. I work for Glazers. I'm more with the Glazers. In order to actually get a match ticket, and it is quite literally a pyramid scheme as I'm imagining, you have to pay for the Mick Hucknall ticket. That unlocks your ability to pay for the UFC cage fight,
Yes.
which unlocks the ability to pay for the football match. So actually, you have to pay for all 3 tickets.
Correct.
You can't say, "Oh, I just want to watch the football." Go to hell. Stay at home and watch it on TV then.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why I put the hand clapping just now. Why are we not revolutionizing English football?
Because they won't allow us.
People
that
on-
fit and proper person's test.
I'm sure we can just go to Eagle Canyon in the West Strand and film a couple of houses and say this is where we live.
Swag houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely do it.
No, we can make it happen. We could definitely make it happen. Hey James, we
That's
should
my
maybe after that, but it's a really interesting situation for me with United. I think honestly, Paulo thinks they're going nowhere. And listen, Paulo's worked with a lot of successful people. I just know successful people. I think one thing they do is they are not scared to leave. I look out in the next 5 years. Glazers, I think this is the first thing. We're out of here. Let's just wrap things up nicely. Let's take our money elsewhere. I really believe that. Paulo doesn't think so. I'd love to know what people at home think. Cliff C Sport, if you're on the tweet monster. Otherwise, I'm MKT Inspires. James, you are?
James_Ilsley. That's ILSLEY. One more time. ILSLEY.
Everywhere.
On the gram.
Okay, and are you on the tweet monster?
I am. That's Ilsley James.
So it's the opposite.
E.
Why?
Why?
Why? James is.
That was a labeled link.
You nearly forgot your own name. But we got there in the end. And Paolo, you are.
I'm at The Real PTP. I'm on Twitter, and I think I'm going to post my first TikTok, which...
Huge.
No, I got to tell you. So it's a cross promotion. I'm going to use my TikTok to promote my podcasting ventures,
yeah?
right? So not only for this show, my first TikTok will be that 80 show related. My long-suffering co-host suggested what I do post. It'll be phenomenal.
I cannot wait. Paolo has not been on any visual stuff. So Paolo, big audio guy, loves audio. Still, when I said theater of the mind, he knew what I meant. James had no idea. He knows. Big audio guy, Paolo. Always loves audio. Paolo, you mentioned something called That 80s Show. Let's talk about that. What is that? When do I listen to it?
Plug it
Why would I
now.
want to listen to it?
Plug it right
What's on it?
Do it. Just plug it now.
So it is the best 80s show you never heard. Those of us who remember the 1980s, as the time your parents were born, well, like it very affectionately.
Yeah.
But, everything that was old comes back into fashion again.
Correct.
And so that's what we do. We play some music. We're live every Friday at 9 o'clock. Play some music, movie reviews. We get some of our friends. Damon Calvari, I think we got him on this week.
Legend.
Huge.
Wait, Gareth's Damon.
Gareth's Damon,
Right.
yeah. He's Dory's Damon. We've known Damon for as long as Gareth's known. We've known Damon for years, from 702 Days.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
And he's going to be giving us a essay music feature where we go back to the 80s, South African music. There were a lot of shitty things. Oh, sorry about that. There were a lot of bad things in South Africa in the 80s. But
Miller's face.
music was... Sorry, that 80s show, we do swear.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of bad things, but the music was good. So he goes and picks out a song that he liked, gives us a bit of a review, backstories.
Damon Calvari, by the way, is one of the most electrifying human beings. So a lot of people have asked me whether he's actually like that. And Gareth and I have actually decided, Gareth Cliff and I have decided, he's actually Larry David, but he doesn't know he is. That's what makes it great about it. So he doesn't think he's an outrageous human being, very much like your co-host, Dori van Logrenberg. And Dori outrageous in an incredible way because she's also just the kindest, nicest person you'll ever meet. But she also doesn't know that she's actually a Seinfeld character living in a sort of Truman Show style, and she's just constantly for our entertainment. But she doesn't know that.
Dory is quite dope.
That is the beauty of Dori, is she doesn't know that she's Seinfeld's mom. But he's another level, Damon. Because Damon, not only he has no sort of social awareness, he's just doing what he's doing, but it's unbelievable. It's laced with anxiety and brilliance. So he's a bit of a savant as well. He's really, really smart, Damon. He has a memory like you can't believe. He's actually a high level broadcaster. He's a very classically trained. The art of broadcasting, he's nailed it. He knows exactly how to drive shows. He's unbelievable. But you got to treat Damon. Some people need to treat Damon like medicine, to just in little doses. I love Damon personally, so that's going to be a great show. I can't wait to listen to that. Paolo, That 80 Show, we listen on Fridays,
9 a.m.
Friday 9 a.m. on the Cliff Central app or cliffcentral.com.
/listen.
Listen. All right, James, should we move into something that we're not going to intermission today. We're on a good roll. We're on a good roll here.
Sure.
Paul Pogba's going to be next to a guy with a deep V sort of silk shirt. That's going to be amazing. We're not going to stop now. We're going to move on to another great segment. It's social media with James. Let's get some music going. Let's get into some socials, James. Before we do that, let's get an update on the poll, James. Where can people go and vote? Remember, voting, a big part of Western democracy.
So, the poll is on Cliff C Sports on Twitter. There's still 20 hours left.
So you got 20 hours to exercise your vote.
You do. Scott Parker has been heavily linked with a move to Spurs. Thoughts? Your options are sign him up already. Nobody can replace Jose. It's 2021. Anything is fine. That is currently the option that is still winning. It's got 50% of the votes. 10% are saying nobody can replace Jose, and 40% say sign him up already.
Wow. Spurs, huh? Doomed. Such a loser organization.
We also had a reply to the poll from Cabello. Spurs deserve their options.
I agree. In life, you it's brutal, and I know people say I'm an egotistical individualist. You get what you deserve.
Exactly.
You get what you do. And listen, here's also the truth that I try and tell young people. Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. And not only that, sometimes getting what you want is the worst thing in the world. So Daniel Levy, muzzle tov to you, my brother.
Happy birthday.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So first one, coming out of Russia. I bet you didn't think we'd be taking a trip to Russia today, boys.
Okay. James, are you aware that I lived in Russia?
I am aware. We are taking a trip to Sochi, to be exact.
Yes, yes, I've skied there, if you're asking as well.
Didn't, but cool.
Didn't the last Winter Olympics was there?
Yes.
Oh, what was it? What's these last ones?
Sochi 2018, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure. So it's nearly the next ones. Huh? Is it Torino again?
I have no idea.
Okay, anyway.
Vladimir Putin. Bet you didn't expect that name, huh, boys?
Good guy, strong leader. Yeah.
We were talking about despots like Eric Alonso and the
Yeah.
Glazers, so I'm not surprised he's the third in that trifecta.
So,
Axis of evil.
Russian President Vladimir Putin. He played in an all-star ice hockey game in Sochi. The players that are chosen for this all-star game are ice hockey stars, businessmen, and Russian politicians.
Mm-hmm.
Take a guess how many goals Mr. President Vladimir Putin scored.
Well,
What was the score? Does it say the score?
No, it just says how many he scored. That's the headline.
that's awesome. I love that. So the match actually may not have happened.
Yeah.
So basically the match is made up of people carrying favor with him and people dependent on his blessing to stay out of jail.
And then also people of the ice hockey team that he supports.
So
Right,
I think you just mean Russians.
Russians.
Yeah, that was a really long way to say Russian people. Anyone in Russia is exactly all of the things you said.
All of those.
His hands, he has that wandering hand. It is everywhere. It is hovering over all of us.
Double figures.
6.
Ice hockey is hard.
Yeah.
I assume he would have been playing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I'd
he's
say
black
he'd
belt
get
judo.
a few dodgy penalties.
Yeah.
Double figures. 6
I said
versus-
6.
So I've just tried to look now. I can't find
Oh no,
what the full result was.
You'll
but,
never find it. You'll never find the truth. Look on Facebook, maybe.
So what was yours?
Double figures. Let me go 14.
Yours?
6.
So 14 and 6.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin scored 8 goals. In the
Listen,
Pretty good. Not surprised.
the greatest ice hockey player of all time, guy called Alex Ovechkin. Some people say it's Gretzky, but I think it's pretty clear that it's Ov now. Will you look up Alex Ovechkin there, James? See what the most goals ever scored by Alex Ovechkin. If he can't get, what did Putin get? 8.
Yeah.
Ice hockey is one of the hardest sports on the planet, folks. Shout out to Vladimir for being that athletic, dude, and having time to run a whole country. Ovi, the most goals scored by him. I'm guessing 3 or 4. Like, ice hockey, so hard. It's so. Anyway, if we've got.
His goals per game are 1.19.
He's the greatest of all time. So he scores a goal a game, and Putin got 8. Huh? You got to love it. All right.
8 goals.
Let's move on. Shout out to being the president or the macho man of all time. Rode a bear in a meme that I've seen. Just an epic dude.
It actually also reminds me of a story back in 2010 when we hosted the World Cup.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if you know where I'm going with the story, but it has to do with North Korea.
Cool.
The leader at that time.
Yeah.
I don't know if his dad was still alive at that time.
What's his name, James?
Kim Jong-un or Kim Jong-il. It was one of them.
Okay, cool.
Right? Hey, that was good of me. I know
No, you're
both
right,
of them.
You know,
Sorry.
a nation
Yeah.
that has literally had 3 leaders over 100 years, all of the same family.
I like the leader, like it's
That
a
is
secret.
incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, so whoever was in charge
Do
during
you know that the Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
that's the current leader,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
No.
Kim
Jong-il is the dude now. Yeah.
You know the grandfather technically still runs the country.
Yes,
What?
I'm fully aware of this.
Yeah.
And it's being rumored that he runs it through his sister. But yeah.
Yeah.
What?
That's because he could never die. The grandfather.
Oh.
Yeah, he also didn't poop.
Oh.
He didn't go to the toilet because he is a deity. So he didn't. The rumor was he didn't go to the toilet.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
This is what happens when you don't let people know anything about your country. They make up nonsense like this. That's
So-
not nonsense. True story.
I don't know which leader was in charge at this point in time during the 2010 World Cup.
Okay, cool.
But apparently the newspaper headlines in North Korea read
Yeah.
that the final was played. North Korea was in the final.
Yeah.
And that he, the leader at the time, had scored something like 99 goals
Yeah.
in the final. And that was part of their political propaganda within the country.
Sure.
So
It was actually a thing.
I think that's like legend type of thing. What I know is definitely true is that they wouldn't show the games live.
Yes. Yeah.
That all the games were pre-recorded and showed edited, just
Yeah.
in case they got hammered. Of which they did. Brazil gave them 7. Portugal gave them 7, and they edited down that game to only show North Korea doing well. So it was a corner or clearing a ball, whatever. They cut all the Portugal goals out and only had the North Korea highlights in it. So I know that sort of stuff.
Were they in Brazil's group? Because I think I was at the Brazil.
That game was Portugal, Ivory Coast, Brazil, and North Korea.
Yeah,
That
I was at the
group.
Brazil-North Korea game. And rumor has it, some of the players, if we're in South Africa, are still roaming amongst us.
They didn't go back. They didn't go back.
Rumor has it, James, allegedly. Now, that's not sourced. I'm a big-time journalist, so I have to say I didn't source that. Rumor has it, allegedly.
If you're one of those players listening to this right now, get in touch.
Yeah.
We want to find out what you've been up to.
We don't want to send you back to North Korea. We just want to know what's
This is
going
not a
on.
trap. As you can see, we know nothing about North Korea. We have got no contact.
We want you to educate us.
This is a safe space. We'll even put one of those carte blanche type things on your voice.
Oh, it's just a normal day, and I didn't know that they'll be taking photos of me.
I sound like Bane. That's so. Don't worry if you're one of the North Korean dissidents who escaped. We'll mask your voice.
Hello, is this James?
And then no one will know it's you.
We are a family show.
Big-time journalist. You gotta
We'll
love
carte
it.
blanche your voice, guys. No
We'll
worry.
do it. We will do it. We're capable of it. All right, what else we got, James?
I don't know if you guys have heard, in the UK, Boris Johnson spoke to the people, I think yesterday or the day before.
Oh, yeah?
He came out and he said a whole bunch of new regulations for people in England in terms of COVID. Sporting venues across England will be able to welcome back spectators from next Monday already,
Okay.
which is incredible. Exciting times. It probably won't be full stadiums. It'll probably be similar to the cup final that was 2 weekends ago.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Semi-final, yeah.
Carabao did not pay a lot of money to be called some cup final.
Yeah.
I said
as-
the cup final.
The Carabao Cup
Carabao
final.
Cup,
Thank you,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
Have you ever had Carabao?
It's an energy drink,
Mm.
right? No.
And James
Is
will
it-
have it, by the way, because he'll have
He
an
loves it.
energy, like, you know what, working, because I was kind of gone from Cliff Central for a bit, and the crew got younger and better.
Yeah.
Like, I left, and the crew got better.
Mm.
Simpiwe, AJ.
By average, they got better looking because we took out the weak link.
Yeah. As soon as, that's true.
That's
So
true.
it's brutal feedback to my
Brutal
feelings.
feedback, but
But it's true. It doesn't make it less true.
No, it's- exactly.
Because it's brutal. But one of the things is young people are capable of anything, right? And they will. And also, I'm a little, I'm a different kind of cat. I wouldn't have. James will have anything for breakfast. I walk in here.
But he's young though. He can do that.
He'll have energy drinks. He'll have food from any, the Golden Arches. He'll eat.
Garage shop food.
He'll
That's not like a Woolworths.
Anything. James, they'll eat anything. These
they
bunch
do.
of youngsters.
What?
And tough
Yeah,
for me.
I've seen that.
But James, energy drinks. So Carabao, give it a whirl. James,
So,
it'll be part
so
of your.
I tried Carabao just because I'm a loyal supporter of the Carabao Cup.
Sure.
Is it available in South Africa? I haven't seen it.
No, I had it in
Okay.
the UK.
All right.
Because I love Europa League, I love
Sure,
Carabao Cup.
sure.
Yes,
Absolutely.
the real tournaments.
Stockholm Syndrome, when you're stuck in there for a while, you start,
Yes,
you
you
know?
start to empathize. Yes,
That's
yes.
it.
Oh, James, Stockholm Syndrome.
Yes.
Something
when
maybe you could quickly explain to us.
You I don't know if it's if you fall in love or if you grow feelings for your
What kind of feelings? Hold on. Whoa.
Captor.
Yeah. So what kind of feelings are you growing for your what did you call it?
Captor.
Captor.
Is it captor?
Okay. Did you grow feelings? What kind of feelings? Romantic?
I think it's romantic. I could be wrong.
Or you understand you with them so long you get their viewpoints. It's not all is falling in love.
Okay.
You start to empathize
their
with
position,
them.
yeah.
And
Right.
I don't have empathy. And
But I like that you immediately thought, oh, I cannot wait to take this date on a date. It was the way you went. I like that. You fed me like a dog through a little trap door for 86 days.
But I get it.
You're
So do
romantic.
I.
That's awesome, James. I love that your mind went to romantic. You start to fall in love. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Anyway, Carabao.
Apple flavored Carabao.
Yes.
Interesting. It's like appetizer and Red Bull. It's a very interesting experience.
That's cool. I like the sound of that. Okay.
You'll have it for breakfast, 8 o'clock. James, pitch up at the office, energy drinks for breakfast.
See, the thing is, I am a video editor, so
Yeah, that's true.
I am about 80% energy drink.
They need to be.
After the last about 4 or 5 years or so,
Yeah,
that's what I've lived off.
it's out of your control.
I'm addicted.
Apple cider, Carabao, whatever it's called.
I would try it.
Oh, of course
I
you would.
would.
I've seen what you'll drink for breakfast. And he's not loyal either. Any
No.
energy drink, just bring it in. James will
Also,
drink.
can I just point something out? I've never eaten McDonald's here. So when you said I bring food from the Golden Arches, not once in my life.
But it's just the vibe, you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Like young
I had a salmon and cream cheese bagel.
McDonald's
this morning.
good enough for Cyril. Cyril,
Yeah.
photos of Cyril
and
at McDonald's on the
he's having
weekend.
plenty of it. That's clear. So listen, he's a billionaire and he's the president. So you're on the right track.
Doesn't he own McDonald's?
He does.
He did-
He
what-
owns the
no, he
South
sold it.
African.
He sold it. He was the
He did-
first
he's-
person
to have one, yeah.
He actually was the first African to get the what is it like the license?
license
Yeah, so he was the
franchise,
only
yeah.
one for a couple of
Yes.
years who could have a McDonald's franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet deal. Smart guy.
stuff.
Smart guy.
All right, back to Serie A.
Mhm.
Juve and Cristiano Ronaldo. Juve could be kicked out of Serie A. As you may or may not know, they are still one of the clubs that are part of the Super League.
They will not denounce it. Them and Real and Barca.
Yes. So they are still part of it, and that they could face expulsion from the Serie A if they don't. Back
Why?
out.
Why? What are the Serie A saying? Why? Do they tell us in that article why they would want to?
I think it's just
It's the stupidest thing in the world.
it's probably something along the lines of like bringing the game into disrepute or
You know-
whatever.
I've said it before. These high and mighty associations, right? If you want to talk about a toothless, useless federation, you're talking about Serie A, who deemed it appropriate for their anti-racism campaign to feature paintings of gorillas.
Do you remember that?
Oh,
They did that.
was
This
the
is
Serie
the
A.
Serie A, right?
that was the Serie A.
That's how this was an anti-racism campaign that they put out, right? So that's a useless organization. The only thing is there's precedence.
Sure.
Juventus have been relegated before for off the field issues, right? I really don't see how they get this round. I really don't see how they justify and fight this. I mean, match fixing is one thing. Trying to leave your league, I don't know if it's in the whatever charter, whatever.
Sure.
I suppose it leads on to UEFA and the fine that they've hit these 12 clubs with. What's it, 5% of your earnings deferred from 23-24, right? So that's the punishment. I would like to see, I'm telling you, those clubs will be lucky to get a 15,000 or unlucky to get a 15,000 euro fine should there be any racist behavior by their fans. Totally different issues,
Yeah.
but this is how UEFA deal with it. That threatened our pocket. We're going to threaten your pocket. Oh, you're involved in racism again. Don't do it again. Wear some t-shirts before your next game.
Yeah, don't do it again. You can't play for 3 games, and that's that. Here's your slap on the wrist, and then that's it.
It's bonkers.
It's stupid.
bonkers the way they're dealing with these things.
I have no problem with the racism thing because, and this is why I said I would rather go with the billionaires because it's so clear to me what it's about. It's about money. Okay, I don't like it. It's like when you fight with your lady, you fight with your boyfriend, is when you explain, hey, I don't like it when you do this. It might hurt their feelings, right? Or don't wear that, whatever. Or I don't want to go to your mom's house or whatever. It'll upset them. At least you've been honest. At least I know. At least they'll know in the end. They've settled down. when you fight with your partner, as long as you've been honest with me, billionaires are being honest with you, it's just about the money. For UEFA to ever tell us again they care about the fans and making it the global game, like Paulo says, when it's racism, because racism doesn't affect the bottom line. Quite frankly, Europe is a white continent. You can deal with 2% of the black population. Wear a t-shirt. Come on. So, which is why for me, I don't invest in any of that. It is hilarious to me that an association that aided and abetted match fixing for how long was that, Culture Poly? 5-6 years.
That went back a long time.
So you know, because what it was, you know, it was so layered. Referees, officials, and
players, and it was right through.
And yeah, they're the ones to come and kick out Juventus.
I'd like to see them try it. I'd like to see them do it. Never going to happen, but I'd like to see them try it.
And you know what's cool for Juventus is they've got Italian football by the ghoulies, because Italian football was not financially in a place to lose that brand.
So Juve are the money.
Well, they're the only club in Serie A that own their own stadium. They're the only ones that own their own stadium. Everyone else rents essentially from the municipality. So you're going to get rid of that. You're the only one that's actually got a relevant business model. You're going to throw them out. For what? How? Who? Says since when?
Ain't gonna happen.
You're the only one that's got
ain't gonna happen.
Season tickets, sells out your stadium every home game when fans are in. Who?
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
I think it's
someone in Serie A is running for re-election.
Yeah.
That's what that stinks of.
Yeah, political move.
I think some of these top dogs and billionaires are thanking JC himself over the fact that there's only about 3 or 4 odd games left in the season, and then everything's just going to kind of simmer for a bit and chill. I think some of these top dogs are a little bit tired.
James has become so cynical. That is such a clever play.
Yeah.
That is such a... Make the noise now. Season's going to go. We're going to go. Maybe there'll be a big transfer. Everyone will be distracted by Euro. Fans back in the stadium.
We'll come back next season.
And by September... James? You cynical little boy. Little boy.
Hey, James, you knew.
I would have done another swear.
Yeah, but also James is 15.
You were worth another swear there, James. Almost.
Yay.
Good stuff, almost. James. Good
well
stuff.
done.
I'll hold my compliments for the end.
You never have any. Cool. 2 more things, and then we can jump into comments. Springbok Rugby. They are going to be playing their first game, their first test since winning the World Cup against Georgia in July. It's a 2-test series, if I'm not mistaken.
The state of Georgia or the country?
I don't know where to go here because I'm not sure how you're setting me up here.
I'm just asking a question, James.
The country.
Country. Okay. You know where that is? Unbelievable sensitive. So Central Europe, the Georgians.
Europe. It's in Europe.
Eastern, but they don't like to be called Eastern Europeans. They like to be called Central Europeans. Big guys, nasty guys. Lots of Illies come from Georgia. Kishashvili and yeah.
Sounds Italian.
Nice country. Nice country.
Good stuff.
I've been there.
Okay, last.
So we're playing Georgia, huh?
We're playing Georgia 2-test series in July. Springboks are back. Very exciting stuff. When is the British and Irish Lions test?
I actually don't know. It was. I'm actually. I might be involved in that. I'm not going to say anything. I might be. You might see my face.
Jeez, they're that desperate for players.
Yeah.
To think I was actually excited to watch the test series. Yeah. No, I'm just not.
No, I'm in. I'm actually playing. Yeah, I'm playing tight head prop.
Oh, I thought you were going for wing.
For the British and Irish Lions. Yeah.
Tight head prop.
Yeah. Let's see. Within the next 3 weeks, I'll know if I'm involved in that or not, and I'll have more comments.
It's over July.
Okay.
That's when they're playing.
So I'll know if I'll be involved with some of the stuff there, and we'll talk about it more. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
The Georgia test must be just like a warm-up thing, obviously.
And no fans, huh?
Probably not. Last piece of news. Some heartwarming stuff.
Let's hear it.
Some, just stuff that makes you hold on a little bit longer to life, right?
Yeah.
Spain legend Andres Iniesta is staying with Vissel Kobe for 2 more years in Japan. The reason why I say it's lighthearted, I mean heartwarming, is legend of the game. And just to see him still going in his career, the age he's at, just makes you hold on a little bit more.
I'd like you to do one thing for me. How much money does his bank account change by every 7th day?
I was just saying, I was just thinking, for all the cynicism that you displayed before, that is a lot of naivete.
He's washed it away. So once you Google Andres Iniesta wages, I'd love to know, because that'll tell us exactly how heartwarming that is.
He is, take what you can get. He's not stealing a living out there. That guy, I mean, every now and again you'll see some clips and you'll hear, that guy's owning that league. He's 100% owning the J League. So good for him. Let him stay out there. Get a payday. Don't decry the guy a payday. He's not getting that money in Europe. In fact, there's the type of, so again, you were speaking about Pogba just now, is, if you're going to be Pogba's personality type and you choose the Instagram thing, you must put up with the pushback. Like, not everybody, like I always say to people, I know people, I'm probably 80% don't like me, 20% I'll be for you. I'm cool with that. But if you're going to be... I think 85-15, but 80,
I was rounding up. But if you're going to be the Pogba personality, most people won't like that. Iniesta is the ultimate guy that you've got to be some sort of demon to not be happy for a guy like that. And there's nothing about him that you would resent. He's earned every penny. Pro's pro. And there's a guy actually who could afford to be a douchebag.
Yeah.
If he was a douchebag, you'd go production tolerance. He could be Neymar levels narcissist and do the stuff that Neymar and a few guys have done off the field, and nobody would say a thing.
And it's bizarre to think it now, but Iniesta was like so possibly the most underrated player of the past 20 years. When he came through with Xavi.
That's the problem.
Into a team with Ronaldinho, and Messi was behind
That's
them.
the problem. So you imagine the names you've just said. They suck all of the energy out the room.
And he outperformed them. Most games he outperformed them at that stage. It was only like once Spain and Barcelona really clicked into gear. But in the early days, he was this little pale guy.
Yeah.
Nobody paid attention to. They were all looking at Ronaldinho's.
The problem is,
pony show.
Because who does he come in with? It's not an ability thing. Xavi is, again, poster boy. He's like pasty, because he could be a computer programmer. If you walk past Iniesta in the road, he could be the barista from the coffee shop up the road.
And like La Masia was a sort of like a little bit of a clone factory, because a lot of players who came out that time, Xavi, Busquets, Pedro, they all look the same.
Yeah, tiny.
Fabregas.
Yeah.
Like, you look at pictures of them next to each other, they all look the same. They got that similar Arteta type hair.
Yeah.
And Iniesta didn't look like it.
No, he didn't. He looked like he was Irish. Super pasty, always kind of skin-headed kind of look.
Yeah, losing his hair very early on.
But
good for him.
But listen, how's that generation? Now that you do talk about it, look, the problem is Xavi looks like he fell off a GQ cover as well. He's Mr. Barcelona, So you got him. A guy called Ronaldinho takes up some space. Some other bloke, Samuel Eto'o. So he's not bad, all right? And then you've got that's not even the best guy. And then you've got Leo Messi in the queue as well. And then here's the real problem for him. Carles Puyol came along in the middle of the dynasty. Now there's Mr. Catalunya.
Mr. Captain.
So
Caveman.
you know what I mean? And then some douchebag from Man United comes home. And his dad, or his grandfather is one of the founding members of, the royalty at Barcelona. And he brings Shakira back. Like, Iniesta never really punctured through that vibe.
And then you got Deco getting everyone passes to every nightclub in Barcelona.
Had a great time. Him and Ronaldinho had an incredible time.
And apparently Iniesta's wine, because that's part of the deal.
The Japanese.
Apparently it was fantastic wine. It's fantastic wine.
I remember he did open that up. Yeah, I remember him investing his money there.
It's somehow linked to this move.
Dude, you see, there's a guy who has earned every penny, doing it smart off the pitch.
Great.
And all-time top 20 of this generation.
Scored a World Cup winning goal.
No, I was there. Give it cheering. Fabregas, nice assist.
So well done to him, James. Well done.
Man,
I'm with you now. My heart and my cockerels are warm.
Yes. Yeah. No, me too.
I didn't need to know about the cockerels pop, but I'm glad your heart's warm.
I told you I'm not going to swear again. That's not a swear word. Cockerels are a real thing.
No. Male chicken and some rolls at the end of it.
Cool. 30 million. 30 million. 30,
Maintain your composure, James.
30 million US dollars is his salary.
Per year. And is that his annual salary?
Yeah.
James, that is why he is still at Kibo Shabi or whatever his FC.
Vissel Kobe.
Vissel Kobe. And he
Torres was there, wasn't he?
I don't think Torres was at Vissel Kobe. He
Speaking
was in
of
Japan
Torres,
though.
by the way, Fernando Torres, are you kidding me?
Are we going to talk about that?
WWE.
We've
or what?
never spoken about that.
He's the most in shape. Wow. He is ready to be in there. Do not look for trouble with El Nino right now.
I didn't know he moved to
so-
fours.
His guns are massive, but
So when I was in grade probably 5 and 6, I was heavily, like, part of the only reason why I still supported Liverpool and was still with Liverpool was because of Steven Gerrard and Fernando Torres.
Mhm.
And I did a school project on him once.
understandable. I love him as well.
I did.
El Nino.
El Nino, and I spoke about him being El Nino and why he's El Nino and Torres' career. And I
Atletico Madrid. Did you
was-
talk about the whole thing?
not pre-Liverpool.
Oh, okay.
I went into Liverpool and then I think that was about it. But like him growing up in football, and
Won a Champions
I
League
was
and an FA
just
Cup double. I mean,
infatuated by Fernando Torres.
did you put the part where he won an FA Cup and a Champions League double?
Why is this important?
Torres was, he suffered the Chelsea curse.
He did that
got-
one that I told you guys about that you guys didn't believe me for, because then you just said it's Didier Drogba. He didn't get cursed.
No, it's the curse Drogba's put on everybody since.
yes.
So every
There's
striker
strikers,
since
yeah.
Drogba.
Terrible.
Paulo, you don't have to explain it. Everyone understood what you meant.
Okay, right.
Like it's very clear when you said the Drogba curse what you meant.
Because then he had then AC Milan
Yeah.
bombed out for him. He went. Did he go back? He went back to Atletico,
Yeah.
He did.
and then went to Japan, and then he just went to the gym.
I like how both of you
Literally.
have just left
Constantly.
out that he won the Champions League and FA Cup double. He scored against Barcelona. We won against 10 men. He did that, James. You both. Neither of you are mentioning
That
that
was
part.
for Chelsea. Nobody
I
remembers
was
what
about
he
to
did
say
at
the
Chelsea.
exact same thing.
Who cares what he did at Chelsea?
I was gonna say
As
the
you're
same.
busy saying that, I'm going, he didn't win the Champions League for Liverpool. What are you talking about?
As my home girl.
Not everyone cares about Chelsea.
Oh, well, they're going to win the FA Cup and Champions League double again. Don't say I didn't tell you, because I did. As my home girl, Taylor Swift, would say, haters going to hate. So, good for you guys, man.
I don't want to.
Good for you guys.
I don't want to invoke Swifties.
Players
But
gonna play.
Enough problems
play.
in my life. I don't need
Swifties.
Swifties.
Oh, please tell me that is her followers, like Beehive thing or whatever.
Beehive.
What did I miss?
What's Beyonce's followers called?
The Beehive. Yeah.
It is the Beehive, but the way you went. Please tell me that's a followers Beehive.
Yeah.
I was speaking
Are
to
they
some-
Swifties?
Are they Swifties?
James, are they?
Taylor Swifts are called Swifties.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
lame.
That is amazing.
Oh, he invoked
Yes.
Swifties. He called them lame. He invoked Swifties.
Oh,
You're
James,
done.
be
You
careful.
are cancelled.
Yeah,
bro.
you are cooked.
No
It was
longer.
bound to, let's be honest.
It's bound to happen.
James being cancelled.
You will never go to America. They love Taylor Swift. They're
I s-
everywhere.
You know, I speak to somebody the other day and I said, yes, something about Beyonce leaving her group. And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, how old are you?
No way.
Do you know Beyonce used to be in a group?
Yes, Destiny's Child.
Okay, good.
So they didn't know.
They
huh?
did not know that. And we're not talking a child. We're talking like 21, which I suppose is a child. But I mean, 21,
Wait, they didn't know that
they didn't know
was-
Beyonce was part of a group. Before.
Dude or girl?
Girl.
Girl, huh?
And,
Wow.
and like a big Beyonce fan. Like,
So that will be interesting.
put a
Next-
ring on it and everything.
You got to like it first before you put the ring on.
No, she liked to do both.
Yeah. Here's my question to her. Okay.
I love where we are right now. I
Would
do.
she, next time you're with her, Paolo, you are, ask her if she knows Justin Timberlake was in a band. Because
You know what? Can I dare say, I doubt they would know Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake has not released anything in 5 years.
he's an actor now, huh?
He
He's
is.
got full on
No,
acting.
what is he? He's an investor. He owns MySpace or something. I don't know. Well, Justin Timberlake hasn't released new music in 5 years.
Really?
Am I right?
Yeah,
Nothing by
Is
himself.
he not making music?
nothing major.
But why
No.
would he?
He would need to.
Paolo, you understand the music game. How much money do you think average he'd be making off NSYNC royalties? Or do you think like
he
$20 million?
must be making huge.
What do you
must
think?
be
10 million a year, let's say.
Huge. Must be making. And listen, he produced a lot of stuff as well.
Yeah, and he went solo.
Was it Timberland,
Yeah, he's a proper.
Nelly Furtado.
And he
Did
performed at
stuff
the
with Black Eyed Peas.
He performed at the Super Bowl with Janet Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, which he probably got a packet for.
The nipple thing, huh?
Justin Timberlake's not worried.
No, but sure. Same event. Not what I was talking about.
Justin Timberlake's not worried about us.
He is not, and neither is he. Still married to the German American lady,
Jessica Biel.
Jessica Biel. That's her name. Oh, that's her name.
Was he ever married to her?
Yeah, married. They've been married a long time.
Good for him, dude.
You
Justin
see, this is
Timberlake.
the stuff why you win quiz shows,
Yes.
pub quizzes. Who is Justin Timberlake
That's
married
his name.
to? I was about to say Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Oh, he's also
married too.
Is he married?
Yeah, to
Justin Bieber. Yes.
Alec Baldwin's niece.
Niece, yeah.
Oh, I think that you guys told me this before.
It was Hailey Baldwin, now it's Hailey Bieber.
Oh, she changed her surname.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's now a Bieber, not Baldwin. I mean, look, going down in history, Baldwin Bieber.
She's such an idiot.
I wouldn't complain.
Hyphenate that. Baldwin Bieber. She's not thinking.
Yeah, but would you complain going down in history with either of those surnames?
No, I'd want both. The business moves to get both. Oh my word. Why is it Bieber or Baldwin? Where does that come from?
Call yourself a Biebwin. Bieber and Baldwin together. Hailey Biebwin.
Why didn't he change his surname? Patriarchy. Oh my word. Disgusting.
Quite right.
Disgusting.
The Baldwins are a dynasty. They're
Absolutely.
a dynasty.
How many of them? 5? 4? How many brothers?
All is a new one.
Lots.
I think there's 3 or 4.
Listen to that. Baldwin Bieber.
Biebwin.
Biebwin. Biebwin was the move.
It sounds like Real Madrid's shirt sponsor.
Yeah, the
Biebwin.
Biebwin.
Sounds like an online betting company.
So,
the Biebwins.
with that being said, then, so Justin Bieber's fans are believers.
Yes.
If Justin Bieber did the double barrel thing, what would it be? What did you say it was?
Biebwins.
So it would be the Beliebwins.
Biebwinners.
Winners. We'd have to.
Beliebwins.
We'd have to.
It works. It works, James.
What do you call it when you put it in the think pot? And you put ideas in the think pot.
Brainstorming.
No, but there's another one. Workshop it.
Workshop
We'll
it.
have to workshop that name. Yeah. Biebwins.
How did we get you? Is what I want to know.
Biebwinnables. I know it's not there. It's not there. It's
I'm on Biebwinners.
Biebwinners.
I'm
I don't
on
hate it.
Biebwinners.
It's in the think pot. There are no bad ideas in brainstorming. Justin Timberlake, great singer, great producer, good actor. Biel.
Biel.
Just
Biel. Good for another guy. Deserves
Top class
everything. he got.
dancer.
Oh,
Michael Jackson said Justin Timberlake's as good a dancer as he was.
deserves
Wow.
everything he got. Good for him, dude. Good for him.
That's quite the compliment.
Yeah,
compliment.
I'm happy. And also, you know what was cool about him? He never went like full Britney, where he went loopy.
No, he's never gone nuts.
Yeah,
Pretty like,
yeah. He's like a grown up.
Yeah.
He deserves,
Yeah, that's
and that's hard. Child star.
And he's from Mickey Mouse Club days, so he
same.
was
They're
a
all part of that.
kid star.
Yeah,
Like a
he
little-
was part of Britney and who else? Whoever was in
Christina
that.
Aguilera.
Yeah, and
This is
we
why
saw
I
where
win
she
pub
went.
quizzes. This is why I win pub quizzes.
This is where Paolo. What a pull, Christina Aguilera. She a
She's
thing
alright.
still.
She's a serious artist now.
And she can sing.
Could sing.
Is it, what artist like musician?
Yeah, no, it's like serious. Like doesn't do pop. Like she does pop, but like she's serious.
No, because she can
Singer.
sing. Like not like
Not nonsense.
T-Pain doesn't need to put an auto tune on her voice.
She's doing it.
She's all the way, huh?
She's doing it.
Good
Captain
for
of-
her, dude. Justin Timberlake, happy for you. Christina Aguilera, muy bueno, as they might say.
Captain of Autotune himself, T-Pain, huh?
Not into it.
Now it's more likely that you're gonna hear Vladimir Putin than you're gonna hear T-Pain. You never know. You never know what you're gonna.
You don't.
Up here.
Keeps life interesting, huh?
Stay-
DJ
mine.
Khaled might be up next.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
We the best.
No. No.
Anyway,
No,
James,
we don't do that here.
okay. No, fair enough. What's next?
Let's dive into the YouTube comments, shall we?
Let's.
Rickus says, I would not be surprised if CR7 concludes his career at Manchester United.
Tell you why I wouldn't do it. Cristiano Ronaldo has everything about Ronaldo tells me nothing is by mistake. You look at his public image, people are who they are. Even from the very beginning. I don't know whether he would have done this, but he did make this decision. I think he picked Manchester United because he'd go there, watch gigs, watch Ferdinand, Vidic, De Gea, how to be a pro.
And work with Ferguson.
He knew the Fergie thing's a given. Obviously the mentor, but sometimes these young people don't make good decisions. They follow flashy. I think he knew that was going to be hard, but he knew that to choose that's where I'm going to grow and become the guy. So from the very beginning, and I try and tell people this all the time, we are who we are. Ronaldo's about very good decisions. And also what he would know. I think he's a very deliberate person. Never go back to your ex. It's never the same. It'll never be as good as it was. He knows Man United. I know Man United are caught up right now in the Ollie in thing. Rubbish. It's a mess still. Ronaldo has no time to go and be part of a growth project. It's why he has to leave Juventus. I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy. PSG sounds awesome. By the way, they're ready to go. It's a loaded team. You just got to pull the trigger. They actually need, he's exactly what they're missing. Chelsea are ready to go. Man City are ready to go. Like, Man City are ready to go. And don't tell me he wouldn't go there, because the Sheikh will pay whatever Mendes wants, will be slipped in the bank account. There's no way he goes back to United. It's never the same the second time round in life.
It'll only ruin it. To be honest with you, as a love Ronaldo United fan, I don't want to see it.
But for his brand.
It'll just, I've already having very complicated feelings about Ryan Giggs right now. I don't need this as well.
Yeah, Giggs has put.
I don't want
Giggsy, huh?
Giggs
I don't want to see it.
You know what? Ryan Giggs he's done the bad guy trifecta. He's not only put himself in an awkward situation, right? People do one of these three. So he's put himself in the worst of situations, but then he's put his family in that bad situation. But now he's done something which not even Beelzebub has done. Because Beelzebub has a bit of a following now. There's even a religion after him. He's put people that consider him a god in a bad situation. Very few times have I met people that put themselves in a bad situation, their family, and people that are fans of them, idolize them. And Maradona never lost his fans. Now, he put himself in a situation, put some of his families, he never lost his fans. Think of all the bad boys. Ronaldinho, Pogba. I mean, I shouldn't include Pogba in this because he is actually a good guy. He's just, you don't necessarily have to
He's just a
Robinho. Even Robinho.
Gotta love a good old flashy tit every once in a while, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Did you say flashy or flashing? Boob?
Flashy.
So you like a flashy tit like Pogba?
I was just going off what Paolo was saying.
Oh, well, but you've said it now. You got to address it. You have your own opinion. I mean, can't just ride on Paolo's coattails. So okay, gun to your head. Do you prefer a flashy tit or a flashing tit?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, smart. Got a girlfriend. He said something. I'm not going to finish that statement. James.
Check the tapes.
Yeah.
Go to VAR.
Yeah.
Go to VAR.
James
I want
puts
that
himself in a
reviewed.
situation.
I want that one reviewed.
Cristiano Ronaldo not going back to United. Forget it. No chance. No chance. He's too smart.
Rickus also says 30 years ago when Liverpool were on top, they also started to use the go easy bonus on teams. The only problem is that Liverpool only stopped in 2019.
Well played, Rickus.
Rickus always has belters.
Well
He
played.
does, and it's always directed at me.
No, listen, you're not, you're not immune.
Nico says, James, you enjoy your energy drinks till the kidney stones makes you cry like a toddler. You will die of the pain.
Yeah, that's it.
True
Right.
story.
Hey, that's nice. Ride it to the grave. I'm with Nico there.
Joke's on you. I'm already dying of pain. Pain inside.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Rickus also says, what do you guys think of Cavani extending his contract to 2022? And did you guys see Russie's response to Ben Smith when he said that the Boks were lucky in the World Cup?
I didn't see that response, so James, maybe you can look that up while I address the Cavani situation. For me, a guy like Cavani, I don't know why he only signed a 1-year deal. I think he probably still wants to go to Boca. That seems to be true. He is a Boca fan, so he wanted to do that as a way to finish. He'll want to finish on the continent.
I think also at the time, though, Cavani hadn't played in odds on 6 months. So I don't think there was much better deal on the table. I'm sure there were other people offering him more, but United, because he left PSG at the beginning of January or round about there. Would he have? Well, he didn't play for a very long time, and United stalled because obviously they don't want to pay him until they knew they started to play again.
Yeah.
So I don't think there was much more than a 1 year on a table.
Which makes no sense.
I really hope we haven't got caught up in the excitement of it all, because no doubt he's in fantastic form.
Yeah.
And he looks after himself, and he is that high level pro.
Yeah.
We're now putting our striking options in a make or break season on a 34-year-old.
Question becomes this.
I just hope we haven't gone too sentimental.
Okay, so you're raising a great point. We'll talk about it later in the week. I was actually going to talk about this, but what do you think realistically? Like, realistically, just take your United fan as a United observer. What's realistic next season?
Close the gap to City.
Okay, so
Just close the gap.
so you're not. So what happens if Chelsea finish above you? Is Ollie failing?
Oh, it's if you close the gap. So I mean, maybe then we're only separated by 2 points from
Okay,
everyone.
all right.
You can't go. What was Liverpool 20 points above United last season? Something like that. This season, City is going to be, they're going to bomb it away. But talking 10 points, you can't have that. It's got to be single. You got to please be trailing by single digits. Maybe Chelsea do overtake. Who knows? But close that gap.
So
It
you're
can't be
saying
so runaway.
that the gap must be bridged by Chelsea. Bridge the gap. Because they play at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, we'll pretend he's not here. We barely have time.
If that makes you happy, that's what I'm saying.
We're
Yeah.
gonna carry on talking things that make sense. There's actually people that listen to this.
Look how happy it made him though. Look at that. He's like a little cartoon bird. Look at him, he's so happy.
Do you know what, when you hear things like what James just did?
He's so happy though.
You know, when people talk, we become brilliant at eliminating. No, this would be a bad option to say. Blah blah. Whether it's conscious or subconscious. I hate to imagine what he eliminated for that to be okay. I'm gonna say this. My mind has filtered out all of the rubbish. Here's the goods. That's where my mind always goes.
True story. He's got a little Rod and Burgundy in his head, just reading everything that just gets put in front of him.
teleprompter. Very good. Cavani, I'll address later in the week. So close the gap on City. Then it makes
Bridge.
the bridge the gap to City. It makes the Cavani signing interesting then, because what I would say is I'm signing him as a backup. I would want to get Haaland. I would want to. In fact,
Because
is
maybe-
Mason Greenwood ready?
Listen, I would hate to see Sancho come in. Listen, I said to you in July already. I think we spoke at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I do not want to see Sancho anywhere in Manchester United. I don't care for him.
Yeah.
Greenwood has proven his place. You're going to stop Greenwood for Sancho, who I believe is an inferior player to Greenwood.
I agree.
I don't want to see Sancho.
But now, where does Greenwood play? Is what I want.
On that right. It's
you
working for him.
so you don't think number 9?
Let him play there.
And develop.
Let him play there and develop.
Yeah.
Cavani must know that there's no other striker coming for him to commit when he had other options on the table. Cavani does not have a full season in his legs.
Now you have to answer a different question. Anthony Martial, is it over?
Don't even.
It's over.
I've been so happy the past few weeks without seeing Martial
It was over before it
pouncing around the
started.
place.
Who's taking those wages, Paulo? Where's
Correct.
he going?
He's taking
Juventus.
them. He's the Glazers' favorite.
Yeah.
One of the
That's
Glazer
what I'm
loves
saying.
him.
What do you do there? Because
Keep
that's
it well.
and also
Just
he's
don't-
a personality. He's not hanging around and being happy and being a pro about it.
You know-
Martial has already spoken out. He will talk out again.
That's been my most. It's never mind that. It's not that. It's just talk all you want. The man doesn't move. He doesn't. He never moves. It's like the thing. All the analysis about Cavani and Shearer and people who know more than me
Yes.
talk about his movement.
Yes.
How he's moving 2 passes before
yeah.
to make that space. You watch that as an art form. Because we've been so like numbed by Martial standing.
Yeah.
He never moves.
Yeah. Cavani's just doing the fundamentals.
Like, talk all you want. You can talk, just move, please. That's been my favorite part of this like sort of end of season zombie walk.
Yeah.
No, actually watching a literal zombie called Anthony Martial. Oh my! I had such high hopes for him.
James,
I
who
had
knew that
such
was
high
sitting on
hopes.
Paulo's chest?
How do you really feel, Paulo?
Yeah. Hey,
I
listen.
had such high hopes.
Paulo,
for
you're
Martial.
welcome. You
He
are
retired
welcome.
Skirtle with his first touch in English football, and then nothing,
Nothing, hey?
nothing since.
Yeah, okay. So, all right, then it's a mediocre signing for me. I'm interested to see.
It's guts here.
I'll address it. I'll address it later. We'll talk about it on Friday, maybe. Anything on the Rassi response?
Yes. So a guy by the name of Ben Smith.
Stop. Ben Smith, arguably after Christian Cullen, the greatest fullback. I believe the greatest modern day fullback. You got Jeff Wilson. You got Joe Roth. And then you've got Ben Smith. Ben Smith, I believe, is the best. A 2-time World Cup winning fullback, outside backing play. He can actually play 13, 14, 11, but often on the right wing. You play 14, 15. The greatest fullback of this generation. but you call him a guy, you say, huh? The greatest All Black fullback of this generation. Tell me what a guy called Ben Smith.
You missed the joke completely.
Yeah, let's hear
it.
it.
Went straight over your head.
Yeah.
I said a guy on purpose.
Okay. I missed the joke.
That was the joke.
Oh, all right. Sorry. Then I missed it. I shouldn't have jumped in there. What does a guy called Ben Smith have to say?
So a guy called Ben Smith,
Yeah. Some dude.
has claimed that the Springboks Rugby World Cup victory was well deserved, but aided by fortune. Essentially saying that the Springboks were lucky to win the World Cup, and that clearly upset Rassie.
What did Rassie say?
Rassie came out and said, this always made sense to me. A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinion of sheep.
Shout out. And Rassie, the greatest coach this country's ever had, actually. In any sport.
I've met him a couple of times. Very, very nice guy.
And listen, underrated. He was Richie McCaw before Richie McCaw when it was the Cats. Rassie Erasmus, not liked. Unfortunately, he's a bit of an innovator and a mover and shaker. South Africa is a very conservative country. You'll remember at the Cheetahs it didn't work out. Gray Blum, absolute legend. And the Springboks, you know what he was like? He was Richie McCaw, and we weren't ready for Rassie at the time. He wanted to try certain things. At the time, the best open side flanker in world rugby when he played for the Cats. Just absolutely a terrier, high skill guy and a thinker. And not made for South African rugby. It's wide work that he left and came back. The best coach in any sporting code this country's ever had. He performed a miracle in 18 months.
Good old Rassie.
A legend.
I missed Nico's question. He said, gents, when are you talking about the British and Irish Lions again?
We will address that in the week.
Nico will address that in the week, apparently. So there's that. Zapeta says, Man City are busy working on Messi. Too busy working on Messi to be thinking about Ronaldo. True.
I'd take both. I'm not kidding. Sal Mahrez and who else? De Bruyne might have to shift. I know it's not going to happen. De Bruyne, get out.
There you go.
For those two, I'd take both.
Absolutely.
Not sure they'd want to play together, but if possible, I would definitely take both.
Zapeta, maybe this is something we can do on Friday. We can all come prepared on Friday. Zapeta wants to know, who's your guys' EPL player of the season, young player, coach, signing, and most improved player of the season?
Tell you what, shall we do team of the season and that stuff on Friday?
I like that.
We'll do that.
Let's do that.
So good questions. We'll keep that question.
That's
and
it.
Yeah, we'll write it. I mean, we saw Neville and Carragher pick yesterday. Hilarious.
I've got thoughts, but we don't have time.
Hilarious.
So.
Yeah. Trolling. All right. The MKT Show. James, good social media-ing.
Social media with
That's good
James.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's good, James.
James, you're good at what you do. You get dynamic. You get triggered. You know, it's good. You're good.
He's a roller coaster because like he goes from cynical to naive like in a
Yeah.
second. I never know what's going to happen. It's good
No, I know.
stuff.
But you're good at what you do,
Exactly.
James. Yeah. Mysterious.
I'm, mysterious.
Yeah. Like sewage. Like where does that go? Or
Where does it come from?
Cotton Eye Joe. Come on.
See,
come
what
on.
I'm saying? That's
Come
it's
Don't
Tuesday.
sing it because we don't have rights.
We
We'll
don't.
get thrown off YouTube.
And it's Tuesday the 11th of May.
That was
you know,
perfect.
This show is named after me, and I want to be honest. I want to finish off on a positive after what James just did. It's great to have both these gentlemen here. Paulo, you're an absolute legend, Mr. Diaz. James, lacquer working with you all the time, bro. It was a great show today.
My ears are super sweaty.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
That's cool. I don't know what you want.
Listen, ears sweat. My ears are super sweaty, Paulos. This is the MKT Show, Cliff Central Sport, cliffcentral.com, or wherever you may get your podcast, where you can get the podcast if you're just tuning in. If you're on YouTube, give us a like. It has been an absolute pleasure. The MKT Show, and for now, we are the hell out of here.